Hey guys, today we are going to talk about my old store. I have actually gone back and looked at the finances of it. Very interesting. And pretty much give you a little bit of history why I opened the store. Hey guys, today we are going to talk about my old store. Why I do not think BAM is. Can somebody send me the. Okay, can somebody send me the file for the presentation yesterday? It was like the PowerPoint presentation yesterday. Can somebody put it in chat, please? I want to pull up the numbers. They're almost identical to my store, so I'm going to tell you exactly how it is and why most bricks and minifigs are not going to survive. Long term, I think this was a very good salesperson, that the McNaffs were really good selling something, but I think I can prove it to you it's not what you thought you were buying. So I have been talking to multiple franchisees via text, LinkedIn, etc., and I've come to the conclusion that they have come to the conclusion that, hey, we're not making money from this. And it is 100% true. I think I'm going to prove it to you. Oh, leave the Word doc. Okay, thank you, Alex. Let me change it from fan funding. Yeah, I want to show you. I want to actually give you real numbers, like behind the scene numbers. And again, you could make the argument that my numbers are older because they're from 2014 to. But we were doing about this much money. We were doing almost identical to, we were basically in the middle tier, essentially. So I'm going to actually bring up the numbers. Okay. So this is my, okay, let me bring this up. Okay, so our sales was over $500,000. That would be gross revenue. Our annual profit was only 50 to 60K. That is with minimal effort. That's with employees, overhead, that's electric, plumbing, HVAC, anything like that, right? So that's not paying the owner any. The owners don't get any money. So let me repeat that again. That's owners, the 50 to 60K profit is the owners not receiving a dime, which means you're working for free. Now, when the owners are actually working, the profit can be over 100K and the revenue would be over $1 million. These are real numbers, okay? These are real numbers, right? And then I actually was looking to buy another store, and these numbers are identical to the numbers I had. So basically, you're making, so your gross revenue, if it's $500,000, you're going to net 50 to 60K. That's not paying the owner a dime. If the owner wants to get paid and they work there full time, then your gross revenue will be $1 million, and then your profit will be around 10K. That is I have looked into buying multiple businesses in the comic book, Magic the Gathering, Pokémon industry in the last 6 months. So instead of starting my new business and finding real estate and all this stuff I don't really want to do, I also came to the conclusion it might be just better to look at buying a business. Now, I've looked at my record books myself. I can tell you my profit margins were always around 40%. That if you go any less than 40%, you're pretty much screwed. I never took a salary in 8 years. I never took a salary in 8 years. We were profitable 3 years. And most of those years are on the back end of Pokemon and Logan Paul. You might ask, okay, why would you ever sign up to a company, a business? Why would you want to own 50% of a business if you already knew it was not going to be profitable? I think people own businesses for different reasons. I didn't own this business to make money. I knew it was not going to make money, especially in early years. I did it because I was a gambling addict. So every Friday, I would take a bus from where I live. It's kind of a dangerous, shady bus station. There's a lot of shady gambling stuff now I think about it. But back then, you know, I would go to work. I would work with Google, so not hired by Google, but a Google partner, if you will, maybe a Google vendor, if that makes more sense, right? Even white labeling, if that makes sense for you. If you're in marketing space, you know what I'm talking about. And then I would get paid quite a bit of money. Then I would go to the bus, and then I would take the bus. I would go to Louisiana, and then I would just gamble. And then I would come back like Sunday night or even Monday morning, and then I would go to work again. So as a single male making a lot of money, it was really easy for me to excuse that type of behavior. I didn't have a kid. I didn't have a wife at the time. Just get on the bus and, you know, you watch a movie, and by the time the movie's done, you're ready to gamble, right? I was such a big gambler at the Casino Casino. I'll tell you what casino it was. I have a whole Tupperware. Like this is the casino I used to go to in Los Angeles. It's a Indian tribe casino, so I felt like that was better than... Yeah, so it would be a situation where I bought my game store not because I wanted to make money. I was already making a shit ton of money with Google partners. I bought the game store because I wanted to be forced to be somewhere not gambling Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So if you've ever done Magic the Gathering, I will be quite frank with you, the game store had nothing to do with Pokemon or Legos initially. We did carry Legos and we did carry Pokemon, but the game store was named MTG Lion, Magic the Gathering Lion. We had t-shirts, we had hats. We're a pretty big brand at the time. If you guys were into Magic in 2014, you probably have heard of our store. There are videos of our store on YouTube. I think even we had one content creator come out, Vintage Magic, make some videos. So yeah, it was located in a kind of a dangerous place. Humble is one of the worst places in terms of crime. But the funny part was like the cards were not expensive at the time, but we still were like, you know, I can only imagine, like, this is F for crime, by the way. I could only imagine what crime would be like today if I had my store with the price of Pokemon cards and so on. No, I'm willing to break down, if you guys want to talk about how much the rent costs, where do we rent, how much did employees cost, what was, you know, the training of employees. We didn't have like any of these fancy card sorting machines that exist now. They fascinate me because essentially it's like a one-time fee, and then you don't need that employee because we're always card sorting. What were our prices like? What was our competition like? Best Buy, I can show you receipts. We actually used to purchase, our distributor used to be Best Buy. People think I'm crazy, but I have literally the receipts. We used to get Pokemon cards directly from Best Buy as our distributor. So they would give us like a massive discount and then sell us a bunch of Pokemon cards. This was back in 2014, 15, 16. And eventually we found like a real legit distributor for Pokemon cards. But Magic, Magic, we basically did Magic. And if you know anything about Magic, you know the player base wants to play Friday night, Saturday night, and then Sunday. So I basically opened this store to get rid of my addiction to gambling. I was like super addicted to like poker and blackjack. I actually didn't play any Baccarat, which is crazy now because I feel like I would really enjoy that game more than I would enjoy poker or blackjack. I have so every poker player, like when you play blackjack, you have like memorized that little card to give you, and the house edge. I think like if you play perfectly, and including double down, including surrender, including splitting, if you play perfectly, the house edge should only be like less than 1%. So I felt like, okay, hey, I'm a super smart guy. I know analytics. I know exactly what the house edge is. I'm going to do it. But, you know, like gambling is gambling, right? Even if you play perfectly, you're going to lose. So that's the reality of gambling. So I created a Pokemon store. Okay, I call it a Pokemon store because it's really like popular to do Pokemon now instead of Magic. But in reality, it was a Magic store. So if I were to be 100% honest with you, we carried Lego and Pokemon as a byproduct. It was mostly a Magic card store. And at the time, it was the largest one in Houston, right? And that it helped because I had a channel, an MTG Line channel. It's one of the largest Magic channels at the time. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. So we opened a store with my partner. My partner at the time was single. Eventually, he got married, and then I wasn't married, and then he wanted to employ his wife, but there was no money to employ her because nobody's making money from this stuff. Like, I'm a very analytical type of human being. If I imagine if I cannot make money from this, and then you throw a 10% franchise fee, and you're making me pay all this fucking money, it's like, how the hell are these people making money? And the answer is they're not making money. And you might be like, Tony, how do you know they're not making? I talked to them. Even prior to this live stream, like 5 minutes ago, I was still talking to a franchise owner via text. Nobody is making any money from this, guys. I know. I'm going to like really, like there are so many effing Pokemon vendors and there's so many videos about Pokemon. Why do you think there's so many vendors? Like, what do you think is going to happen when there's like 10 vendors for every customer? Right? What do you think is going to happen when there's 12 bricks and minifig stores for every, every, like in Houston? And every single Barnes and Nobles, every single Barnes and Nobles, right? There's Lego stores, right? So in addition to this graph, there are Lego stores. There's Barnes and Nobles. There's Barnes and Nobles basically has become a Lego store for all intents and purposes. They don't even sell like as many books. They have like we go there to buy my daughter toys. We don't go there to buy books. So then you have Lego. You got Lego itself has its own stores. So when you're like a Lego reseller and like you sign a contract and you're like, wow, this is going to be amazing. And your margins are like super low. In fact, I want to read you something. I'm going to read you something. Oh, okay. So we got the, oh my God. Wait, is Mark Nemec? Is he the guy? Sorry, Mark, I missed your super chat. Sent you the link for Legally Mine parody. Yes, there's a parody. Yes, we'll get to the parody. I have it as number one, Mark. So this is the Legally Mine parody. The convention of the. Yeah, I mean it's got the Lego. It's basically made mine. It's got the U-Haul. It's really great, right? But I really want you guys to understand something. Like, I'm going to pull up the text. I'm not going to mention who it is. I'm not going to mention anything. Because if you send me something, it's private, right? Let me read it, though. Yeah, I think I can read this. To add to your video earlier, yesterday I had a customer come in with, let's say, $1,000 worth of Star Wars sets. He went to a few different bricks and minifigs, and they offered him $100. $100. So they're offering him 10%. Let's call it 12%. And told him it was the best offer he can get anywhere. The customer is super friendly. He has a disability. Like, I have kind of like tried to struggle with the math. Like, if I was losing money and I'm like in analytics, I literally work in Google Analytics. If I'm losing money, how the hell are these people making money on $500,000? Right? Like, again, this is the actual numbers that we're looking at today. So I can tell you my numbers are identical to this, but I had a partner, right? So it makes things a little bit different. But I can tell you this is a store I was going to buy in December. This is a store that I was going to close on in December. This is a Facebook message where we're going over numbers, we're going over how much he wants, right? And so on and so forth, right? So he's making $500,000. He doesn't pay himself. And the profit on $500,000 is $50K. That's it. It's 10%. And that's a very, very well-managed store. That is a store managed as best. That's a store where they are counting every dime. So the question really becomes, and I think this is something we have to ask, if you have to pay 10% of your gross revenue to corporate, even the best managed store will break even, and that's it. No salary to the owner. We talked to Crystal, we talked to Last Relic. Crystal took a salary, but every dollar went back into the store's inventory, which is normal. So, I'm talking to other franchisees, and it has dawned upon me that, like, if I can't make a profit from this, and I have had a really great marketing agency. We sold a marketing agency for X million dollars. We actually were partnered at one time with this guy here. Yes, Chris Evans was actually partners with one of our partners, and he actually wanted to buy in to the marketing agency, but at the time we had like a little bit of drama, whatever happened. But yes, this guy. So our actual partners they hired Chris Evans to make a movie about them. This movie is about my actual two partners, my two lawyer partners. They own a law firm in Houston, and this video where they paid to get him produced in. So this was one of Chris Evans' first main roles. So he's been very grateful. Yeah, he plays Mike Weiss. Now I'm not going to tell you what happened to Mike, but Paul Danlinger was my partner when we first started a marketing agency. So Paul, this guy I just don't know how the model ever works. I have no idea how anyone can be financially profitable at this and pay the owners a salary. And forget the owners getting paid a salary. So even if you pay the owner $50,000 salary, there's still no profit, still break even. And then every so often you have to pay them more money. So how do you ever get out of debt? I don't know. I don't think anyone knows. I don't think there's a single franchisee that can open their books and say, hey, maybe corporate is inflating the numbers, right? But they didn't even hit 1 million. I mean, we hit 1 million we hit 1 million one year, and the numbers didn't get much better. When you scale up, the numbers don't actually get that much better. And this is around the same period in time. Right? We hit 1 million because of Pokemon. You had to take a guess. It was because Pokemon. It's because Logan Paul. And then Pokemon pumped, and then we were sitting on, a lot of dead inventory that now suddenly became super. I can tell you, Evolutions, a booster box was $50. Now, a distributor wanted to dump, and did dump, case after case upon us. One day I woke up, it was $1,100. I was like, what? So the only way we made money was the product that we couldn't sell had 20x in price overnight. And and it was because of Logan Paul. Of all things that actually happened, it was because of Logan Paul. I think in 2020, sometime during COVID, he had a really big live stream where he was opening first edition Pokemon cards, and the prices he was saying was outrageous. But if you're in the mid tier, so my business was in the mid tier, it was in this middle. There's $50,000, but we didn't have to pay this. We didn't have to pay 6 and 1, and they're missing the 3% here. We didn't have to pay the 10%. We didn't have debt. We didn't have any debt. Now you might be like, okay, Tony. So in 2022, things are going really well. Why did you get out of the business? I got out of the business because I was sued by 2 doctors, and it was just too much. As you guys know, I was sued for over 4 years. I was sued, I think, around 2021, around COVID. And I had a lot of legal fees that I had to pay. And the business was kind of, at that point, I didn't know Pokemon cards would become what it was today. Otherwise, I would have kept the business, right? I did not know that. So I thought, you know what? My partner, he wants to do League of Legends. He wants to do esports, right? Esports was blowing up at the time. I had a partner, and he, for whatever reason, he really loved esports. Like, he just loved it, right? One contention was he wanted to pay his wife, but his wife didn't really do anything for our business. And we didn't really have that much money to begin with. So it's kind of like, dude, I'm fine with you taking a salary now that our business is healthy. But, like, your wife, like, we can't afford to have your wife take the same salary as you, right? And then that would be, we were 50-50 partners. So, so basically, without further ado, I don't find this business model cannot be profitable. I've lived this business model for 8 years, and outside of Pokemon going whoop, outside of my Pokemon products 20xing in price, for like logically, like I'm like, whoa, what the hell, right? Like we were not profitable at all. If you paid the salary, we never paid ourselves salaries until like year 2019. Before COVID, we were doing okay. We did okay before COVID. We carried these like things. We carried everything that could sell. Like at that point in time, we weren't even like a Magic store. We were just like whatever is like popular collectible, we're just going to sell it. So by the time you came in, it would already be sell like within a week. So we had like a different type of business model. But I've talked to these franchisees, and what I heard is they're told, again, allegedly, they're told to lowball the customers, like this. Okay, I'll put my earplugs in. This is not normal for every customer to get lowball at 20%, right? But the question is, why are they stealing Legos? Why are they lowballing? It's because they have to. Their margins does not exist with the 10% franchising fee, the Quizno fee, if you will. I think Quizno is a very similar fee structure and very similar, like you can only use so-and-so partners and so on and so on. Like every store will say, hey, we're going to do 50%, but the reality is very bleak. The reality when you take your figures in, I've been told multiple times by multiple sources that they can give you a quote, oh, we'll pay 40%. Then you go in and they lowball you at like 10%. They say, oh, well, there's a missing accessory. Oh, this is not, they misidentify the figure. They say the figure is more damaged than they thought. And like, again, there are a million different excuses that like one person comes in. And I get it from the buying side. I kind of want to share like a recent buying experience with you guys. I'm not going to say who it is and from. So the collector app is kind of like inflated, okay? And when you buy a larger collection, there's going to be a lot of stuff that like Grimer first edition, that thing is never going to sell, right? Like Zubat first edition, no, it's not going to sell. There are a lot of Pokemon cards that no one ever wants, okay? So when you buy a collection, you have to understand a large part of that collection, and I kind of want to pull up a collection I'm looking at today on Collector. A large portion of that collection you don't actually want, but like the person selling it to you, it's kind of an all-nothing deal. So some parts of the collection, you're happy to pay 80, 90% for, okay? But then a large chunk in terms of, so not in terms of money, because the money is all on top, but in terms of just sheer number of cards, will be like cards that like you cannot sell. Cards that will sit in a binder and you cannot sell. So I understand more than anyone why maybe the percentage of a collection is going to be lower than the max percentage you can give for, let's say, a one of, right? So if somebody takes one minifig and it's $1,000, I can probably give you 85, 90%. Okay, because it's easy for me to sell. But if somebody has a collection and there's really cool bricks and minifigs, and then there's a bunch of minifigs that I'm not ever going to be able to sell. And the reason I know I can't sell it because your Zubat first edition is now going to go in a binder with 50 other Zubat first editions. You know. Okay. Now, the conditioning, I understand that too. All these sellers think that their products are in better condition than they really are. That's kind of seller bias, and every buyer probably thinks it's in worse condition, right? So it's sometimes meeting in the middle. But the actual amount I look for when I talk about buying a Pokemon collection, you know, we say that we can offer 70, 80%. It's actually lower at that 70% when I'm buying an entire collection. So I get it, but I'm not lowballing like at 10%. So if I said 40%, at most the collection, given the flaws and things, should go down maybe 10% or even less, right? It's like, so when I'm saying like, okay, this is an amazing collection, I saw it on Collector, I saw it on the app, you showed it to me, okay, blah, blah, blah. There will be cards missing. That's just part of what it is. There'll be cards mislabeled. In Pokemon Unlimited, trainers are almost impossible to tell from limited trainers. The only difference is like the 99 would mean it's unlimited. And then if it doesn't have 99, like copyright 99, it would mean unlimited. So if it's like 98. But they're impossible to tell otherwise. So a large majority, especially vintage Pokemon cards, condition is very. So I understand why somebody would say, hey, come to our store, we'll give you 50%, and you come in the store and you only get 40%. I fully understand this, right? Cards are missing, cards are damaged, condition is not as described, and more importantly, the link they gave to you is not 100% correct. I don't make a big deal of it because I already have my margin, right? So if I'm not going to make a big deal of this. I'm just going to say, hey, the offer is good, because in that 40%, I've already assumed those things. I've given myself some wiggle room. So if I make you a offer of, let's say, 50, 60, 70%, I've already assumed the wiggle room on this stuff. And then when I find a card's missing, I don't make a big deal of it because I already have the wiggle room in my offer. Now, I've heard Bricks and Minifigs does the... So if there is discrepancy to a high level, then yes, maybe the offer has to change. But for the majority, like almost all, maybe even for me, 100%, whatever the offer is, I've already included all these things that can happen in my offer. So I'm not trying to low. So like if you take the offer, you're going to get something very close to what I offered. But I heard in Bricks and Minifigs, if they offer you 40%, it's not really 40%. The actual offer when you go to the store is like 10%. I've heard this from multiple people. That they call them on the phone, they tell them what they have, they get an offer of 30, 40%, which already is really low. And then they go in the store and they get lowballed at 10%. That's a really ugly feeling. So like to prevent this feeling, I would include what I would assume, and I've seen enough collections to understand there is a 10 to 15% gap in value. So when you put on Collector your thing and I give you a percentage, I understand that, not every card will be there. I understand that some cards will be in much rougher shape than Collector says it will be. And I understand all of this. So buying is like really, really easy for me. I actually bought a collection of Pokemon Center ETBs. They're sitting on my desk right now, my other desk. And I get it. Some of them will have rips. I've already assumed that. Some of them will have some small rips and tears. Some of them will be in great condition. Some of them will not be in bad condition. So it was a bunch of sealed product. Some of them will be loose booster packs. I just bought a bunch of loose booster packs the other day. Let me show you the loose boosters, okay? And some of them will be in like Korean. So this is Korean, which is a lot cheaper than Japanese, but the person doesn't know. So he said it was Japanese. Right? Like it just happens, right? This is a bunch of like packs I bought the other day. I think there's Evolving Skies, right? Yeah. Some of them will be loose packs, and it'll just be fun for me to open. I never sell loose. I just open them all because I think they can be weighed. So these are just fun packs for me to open with my family whenever like there's like no air conditioning or the electricity. But yeah, for instance, he labeled these as Japanese. These are Korean. They're slightly less, but I'm not going to kill you on the price. No, I'm just going to honor my offer because I'm making enough margin that there is wiggle room that I don't need to worry about every dime, everything, you know. Hey Billy, thank you for the $5. My wife has been asking, do we have enough money for bubble tea? I was like, I guess. 40% store credit, so you can buy sets that are marked up 30%. Yes, correct, yes. The margins are much higher on these type of transactions versus Toy House. Yes, I will disclose what my distributor charged us. So if there was a $5 Pokemon pack, we would get charged 60%. So we would have 4%, we would have 40% margins over MSRP, which sounds insane for Pokemon right now. But yeah, every franchisee I have spoke to, they really struggle with like lowballing. They know that these customers are being lowballed. They know that there's a system out there and it's telling them lowball. They actually been, allegedly, I've heard rumors, they've been trained by corporate to offer lowball prices. So it's not the way I do business, right? Like, I don't do business this way. It's not the way Billy does business because I'm already going to make my margins. I'm already going to do well. But I'm literally telling you right now that as a store owner for the last 8 years and the four years we were definitely stuck here. Maybe the last 3 years we were like up around here. But for that, we were definitely stuck in this kind of niche. We didn't pay ourselves a dime. We did not pay ourselves a dime until we got up to here. And at this point, my partner took a $40,000 salary, and he wanted his wife to take a $40,000 salary too, and then that was the dispute. And also, I was being sued by 2 doctors who had like infinite money, so I was not in like a super happy place to be running a store that is mostly like losing money, or like, you know, if we had taken his wife on as a full-time employee, and she's a lovely, there's nothing I have against his wife. Like part of the argument, it was like he wanted to make it seem like, oh, I hate his wife or something. That was never the case. The case was like we didn't have extra $40,000. We had $40,000 for you, but we didn't have an extra $40,000. I even said like we could hire the wife part-time for like $20,000, but he was really gung-ho on the wife being full-time with us. That's just couldn't happen. Financially, we didn't have the money to make this happen, and we were doing $1 million in revenue, the highest point. So we were doing better than even their very best store, and we were not. After salary was taken by one partner, we still weren't even profitable. Like, so I really ask these franchisees to look at your books. Are you taking a salary? B, how much is that salary? Are you making more than a McDonald's employee or a Walmart employee? And C, if you're taking salary, how much of that salary goes back to the business? Right? I couldn't even imagine being down in this thing where you're only making $300,000. Like, there's no way. Like, I optimized, because that was part of my job at, a Google partner, was optimizing pay-per-click campaigns and whatnot. I optimized that store perfectly. We had a lot of cool systems in place. I had a fucking social media platform. Like, and that's something that most of these stores can't do right now. They can't really post on Facebook and get positive interaction. They post on Facebook, it's just like allegedly death threats and violence, and again, if you listen to these store owners, that's all they get, right? But in reality, like, man, if we didn't have our YouTube channel, MTG Lion, or our Facebook, I don't think this revenue was even possible. We really relied on social media, heavy social media. All right. We had people come from Seattle to visit. I mean, let me show you the coolest thing memory I have. Maybe I'll send a picture to myself. Let me find the thing that I have. Like, you guys won't believe this shit. But it is, I mean, I have pictures of it. I have pictures of me with the card. I will show you the most expensive. Oh my God. Okay, I have some like really interesting cards to show you, but I'll just show you one. And I think I've shown this before. A guy from Dubai flew into Houston to buy this card. It's wild. Now I just have pictures of my kid. It's like really weird, right? Isn't it super weird? Like, you know, I used to have pictures of like these expensive Magic cards and stuff like that, and now it's just pictures of my kid. And now, like, I don't even know, man. I don't even know. Okay, let me show you. Man, I don't even know what this picture is. I delete it. This card today is probably worth $3 million, if not more. I think you could sell it easily to that Post Malone guy. That Post Malone guy would definitely buy this card. He bought like another card, but it's the other card that he has is like the ring. It sucks compared to this card. Oh yeah, let's download it. Let's download it. This is like when my store was actually in business. This card came to visit the store. This is Christopher Rush, rest in peace. He has passed away. He passed away a long time ago. Again, this card just does not exist anymore. And that is a much younger version of me with my little Google hoodie, which you can't even see. This is a 1010 Black Lotus Alpha. You know what the price? I don't even want to look at the price of this card. I'm like, you know, PSA. It's the price of this thing is going to blow your mind, right? Like if Post Malone, and that was many years ago, paid $2 million for the One Ring, and the One Ring, like, come on, like it's not even a real card. Like it's kind of like a made up little card, right? It's not even a real thing, right? Yeah, rest in peace, Christopher Rush, the greatest artist of all time, in my opinion. He also made a really cool Pokemon card called, like, Halloween Party. I have a bunch of those signed. I have a lot of these cards signed. I just, you know, I knew the artist back from the day. So, like, you're talking about what? What do you think this card is? Like, in today's market, a $5-10 million card? Does anyone play Magic? Ristic Siphon in chat. Let me know. What do you think this is worth today? And we fucking couldn't make a profit back then. What are we talking about, guys? We have the most expensive Magic card come to our store, and we still can't make a profit. Jesus Christ. So how the hell are these people going to make any money? Like, so, like, these franchises, I really want you guys to, like, look yourself in the face, like, look at yourself in the mirror. I've talked to enough of you to understand what your profit margin is. That many of you are not taking salaries. I know if you do take a salary, every dollar goes back to buying inventory from Costco. I know this. Right? Legos are on sale on Costco, and now, you know, you don't want to buy from Toy House. Like Billy said, Toy House, the margins are 10, 15, 20%, depending on the new set. The margins are better at Costco. I think they're selling Pikachu for 50% off right now. I think I got, like, a message, like, from, like, LinkedIn. Hey, did you know Costco is selling the Pikachu Lego for, like, 50%? I was like, oh, that's pretty good. You know, Walmart has sales on Legos all the time, the clearance department, and it's always, like, Star Wars Legos. Like, what I'm saying is, like, you would be better off. So, versus Toy House. Toy House, and they're, like, you cannot make money if your margin is 10% and 10% go to corporate. Remember, you still have rent. You still have employees that have to sell that thing. There's, look, let me explain. The easiest way I can explain this is, If Toy House is giving you, let's say there's a $100 toy, and Toy House will sell it to you for $90. Well, when you sell the toy for $100, $10 goes straight to corporate, meaning that you paid $90 for a toy that you get $90 back. And that doesn't include employee time, that doesn't include customer service, that doesn't include all the overhead for a retail store. That may be okay. I know many Pokemon online sellers, like Whatnot sellers, that may be okay if you're selling for like 200% or 300%, right? Like on Whatnot. But it's not okay when you're selling for like the MSRP. Because you're going to get like blown out. Because you literally are not making any money from Toy House. I can tell you, I've looked at the Toy House numbers for you guys. You're not making any money from Toy House. It's just almost impossible. After overhead, after employees, after customer service, after like taking a small portion of your overhead per item that you sell. So my calculation has always been, and I'm really into math, right? That's why I loved that Andrew Yang guy until like he became kind of a weakling, because he was all about math. Asians are good at math. So what I do is I take every item I sell, percentage by price, then I assign the overhead. So if my overhead, my rent is $3,000, my employees are $3,000, and then like cost of goods is $4,000. Let's say my entire overhead for that month is $10,000, which is very light. We're never going to have a month where our overhead is $10,000. Our overhead's probably closer to like 20. Yeah, let's say our overhead is 20 with the cost of goods, buying collections, buying from distributors, yada yada. $20,000. Well, for each item, I will figure out exactly what my profit margin needs to be, because I can divide it by the 20,000. Oh yeah, Billy says, I buy sets on clearance every week at Target, Walmart. They are cheaper than what they sell for Toy House. Toy House sets equal quickly delivered. Yeah, absolutely. Billy, so I've been talking to franchisees, even as texting them, even like right before this live stream, they texted me that message where they were talking about like lowballing and the system of lowballing and stuff. Here's the main takeaway. Dude, Toy House sucks. Like I've had some pretty bad distributors, Disney movies, and I have some really bad ones. But they're not as bad as Toy House. I don't know why Toy House is at 10, 15, at most 20% off like stuff they don't want. And it's not like any like obviously it's not vintage retired. It's it's whatever is new, right? New. So I'm thinking to myself, how are these people going to make money? And the answer is they don't. They don't make any money. I had like a whole Excel spreadsheet. Remember I was telling you my Excel spreadsheet where I still have like line by line every single item I own from Pokémon and Magic, and like if I wanted to like take the spreadsheet, print out the spreadsheet and go to my storage, I could point out line by line by line by line by line. What was your social platform? YouTube and Facebook. YouTube mostly, and Facebook. So those are two platforms that we had that were really, really good for selling. I would recommend if I had to open another Pokemon store or Magic store or Lego store, I 100% would do YouTube all over again. I probably would just like brand my Umu channel, and then just like rebrand it to some new store. Yeah, so back to what I'm trying to say here. Like, I really, and I told that franchise owner, like, I don't know. Like, I literally do not know. This guy, look. And this guy's your CEO. So, I didn't have to deal with Amon McNeff. I didn't have to deal with franchise fees. I didn't have to deal with monthly fees. I didn't have to do with interest rate. Everything I paid was cash. Like, imagine if I had a boss named Amon McNeff, and he is your boss. I hate to tell these franchisees this, but he is your boss, guys. This is the boss. I know you guys think you're independent, you're cowboys, rogues, mavericks. No. You respond to this guy. This silly looking guy is your boss. Okay? Make no doubts about that, man. There's no doubts about this. In fact, out of all the people losing money on opening franchisees, he's the only one making money because he pays himself compensation. Have you ever asked what Armin McNeff's salary is? No, I'm talking to franchisees. I know a lot of them tune in. What do you think he makes a year? What do you think Matt makes a year? What do you think everyone else besides you who's struggling to break even every year is making? Let me tell you this. This man here has made incredibly poor decision after poor decision. And who eats that poor? Do you think his... Let me put it this way. Do you think because he's made a bunch of poor decisions, and everyone knows, including himself... What was he talking about? Multiple convictions that don't exist for Reckless Ben? That's a lie. Lying to the police, right, to make Ben seem dangerous. What else is a lie? Oh, Ben was abused as a child by a relative. Okay, that was a lie. Everyone should have shotguns and be armed. Okay, that's not going to help your, birthday party venue business. That's definitely not great. And that's just this one guy. This doesn't even include Josh Johnson, Brandon, Brass, the other crew, right? Matt McNeff. He got caught lying on CoffeeZilla. Is there a U-Haul? No, there was no U-Haul. What about this picture of a U-Haul? Well, I'll go. Hey, did you get this Excel spreadsheet? No, I never received it. Why is your name on it? Dude, this is your fucking CEO. You think he's going to take you to profitability? The company itself is not profitable because they're paying him too much money. Let me ask you this. Let me ask the franchises this, a serious question. Armin McNeff, do you think he's more likely to give himself a pay raise this year? Or is he going to take a pay cut? Because you guys are taking a pay cut. So what you guys don't understand is every time Armin does something stupid, you, the franchisees, suffer. Armin financially. And Armin just gets more money. He's going to give himself a raise this year, guys, for a job well done. That's how CEOs do, man. You look at WeWork, Adam Newman. I can give you an example of a million different CEOs, the same thing. When Bernie Madoff was caught with his hand in the cookie jar, what did he do? He gave bonuses to all his employees. Did you know this? Including his family members. He gave huge bonuses. So, when a CEO of a big company or of a large company like Quiznos, same thing. No, like Red Lobster, same thing. You bankrupt the company. Oh, now I get a big bonus. Ho ho. Bed Bath and Beyond. Oh, big bonus. Ho ho, right? Like, guys, the stock could literally go to zero, like Bed Bath & Beyond, and the CEO still taking like a $20 million bonus on the way out. I bought into a stock. Like, I only have one stock that ever bankrupt. It's called like Diamond Offshore Unlimited or something. It was like an oil drilling platform. It bankrupt during COVID. And they took all the PPP loans and gave their CEO a bonus that year. And then they bankrupt. Guys. Yeah, thank you for the $5 to Real Bone Factory. I think we have enough for bubble tea today. I'll tell my wife. We have enough for bubble tea today. Imagine being Armin's wife and not being able to drink. Yes. Yeah, Matt. And then Armin has like kids too. He has like kids. I don't want to bring his kids into it, but he does have kids. He has a lot of kids, from what I've seen. Yeah, it must be tough. Yeah, that they cannot drink. But yeah, what am I going to say? What was I saying? What was I saying before? But thank you, Rio Bone. We now have enough money for the wife to afford one bubble tea from Kung Fu Tea. She hates Kung Fu Tea, but it's the only one that is like reasonable delivery fee. Yeah, every mistake this dum-dum makes, he doesn't pay for. That's how CEO Mark Zuckerberg invest in Metaverse. Okay, that went belly under. Oh, I know. I'll give myself a raise. Our stock is plummeting. Oh, Elon Musk, baby. Elon Musk. Have you guys seen this SpaceX stock? Every day it goes down. But I bet you Elon's going to give himself a bonus for a job well done. Okay, let's see. Yeah, it's like down what? 30%? Oh, no, it's not even year to date. Like, when was it open? Oh, June? Holy shit, this is a bad stock. So last month, the SpaceX is down 26%. Now, you guys might be laughing and say, oh, that's really funny. But what if I told you every retirement fund has this stupid stock? We could be laughing, yeah, I knew this stock would go down. But what if I told you everybody with a pension has this stock? Because that's how stocks work. Did you know this? Do you know, like, the S&P 500, when you buy into it, you're buying into Elon stock? Or these pensions, these mutual funds, they all have Elon stock. And they've all lost 26% over the last month or so. Yeah, last month. I kid you not. Like, so you might be like, oh, who is, but even if the stock went to zero, Elon's going to give himself a bonus. Do we agree or no? Do we agree or not? It's called it's called a golden parachute. Okay, so let me tell you the story about the Disney. I think its name was like Bob Iger or something like that. The stock was like plummeting very, very fast. And then he had like a golden parachute for like $50 million. Right? Didn't Elon want like a ton of money for a job well done or something? Like Elon Musk bonus. Yeah, he wanted $1 trillion bonus. Because he does such a good job. So, you think this guy right here is not going to give himself a bonus for a job well done? You're kidding yourself. So, while your franchisee is getting fucked in the butt right now by all this guy's stupid behavior, every week, this guy is doing something to just destroy your franchise. He's doing something to tell customers, stay away, customers, or we will shoot you. Like every day we do our live stream, and every day he does something slightly more stupid. The child abuse allegations are incredibly stupid. That should, like, Tattle is incredibly stupid, right? And he's the guy saying, oh, we sent Tattle to no-kill shelter. We have performed, my research team has performed an investigation, and Tattle is likely dead. Okay, Tattle has died. Okay? I hate to tell you this, because a lot of you have hope for Tattle, and I myself have hope for Tattle. But the investigation my team has done, largely on Discord, or I guess they email me, like, where did I get them email from? Is that they called every no-kill shelter within 100 miles, and none of them recognized Tattle at all. Every no-kill shelter. So once Tattle was found dead, you think this is going to be bad? Holy shit. Well, I mean, child abuse is really bad. Claiming somebody was abused by a relative as a child, that's already a new low. You are a fucking Lego store, my man. Well, and then we can talk about the gun part, which I know a lot of you are very excited about in chat. But just think about this. This guy is going to talk. People he don't like, he'll tell the police that they've been abused by relatives as children. And why? Why does the police need to know that, Amin? This is what I do. Even if true, how is this beneficial to Amin? Why does the police need to know this? And again, it's not true, right? Ben has already said it's not true. He doesn't know who the hell this guy is. He just has the same name as him. So you are looking at like a human being like who is trying to destroy your store, your family store, your thing. He's milking you. He's milking you every month for your franchise fees. He charges you $25,000 upfront. That's very cheap. I heard this number is now like $40,000. I heard this number is like $40,000 now. So this was back in 2021. So now the franchise fee has gone up. So I've heard that this number is like $40,000. Or some like way more, right? So you got this guy here. Oh, Mind conference. Minecon. Oh, man. Yeah, this guy just makes. Yeah, but like it's kind of funny when we think about it, but it's also like really sad, right? That like this is just happening, and it's like, would they be better off with a bunch of mimes? Probably, right? Probably they would be. At least the mimes couldn't talk, right? So like here's the big problem here. You have this, okay? There is a subsector, and you don't need to, they're in the bricks and minifigs, they're fighting each other, or they're making videos saying, hey, I was a loyal customer, but I don't want to be. Your influencers, Amasaurus is gone. Nailhead 59, thank you for the $5. Amin's MO is to tell a lie with wide eyes, and once that is accepted through nonverbal communication by the listener, lay down another layer. Absolutely. Remember the lie where he says, oh, Ben was convicted of trespass in 2024. Then 5 minutes later, Ben is now convicted of he has multiple convictions on him now. So like I said, these two posts pretty much explain what type of dog shit these franchisees are in. They're in a lot of shit right now because it's not going to get better. Look, when they say bankrupt bricks and minifigs, they have a picture of Amin. What do they mean? They mean to bankrupt your local store, you idiots. Right? They're not saying bankrupt. The only way you can bankrupt corporate is if you hurt them financially. And the only way to hurt them financially is to make sure they don't get, A, that no new franchisee ever signs on, right? Or B, right? There's only two ways to hurt them financially. A or B. This is B. Oh, Rose has a breaking news update. We'll go ahead and check it out. I don't want to say this, but I'm going to say it. Like, these guys have no shot in hell to make a successful business. They don't. You'd be like, oh, you don't know. No, I do know their numbers. I know their numbers even better than they do. Many of these people probably don't even know what their accounting looks like and stuff. What is this? Oh, no. What is this? What is this? The support document. This is a company so stupid. Oh, no. These fucking idiots. They didn't even private the support document. This is all... Oh, SEO. Holy shit. TikTok. Oh, my God. Facebook. This is everything. They leaked... God, these guys are so stupid. So, like, okay. Before we look, let me explain why this is so stupid. This is what you're paying for as a franchisee. Let me repeat this again to you. What you're paying for, okay, where this money goes, okay, is you're expecting them to help you and do some type of training and set up your website, set up this, do some SEO, set up TikTok. But now everyone can get it for free. What the fuck is Heartland? Okay, I can start Legos. Right now today, without paying them $1, I can start a competing business that is identical to your business in almost every way. I just call it brick by brick. We can use the same systems. Wow, look at this. Wow. We can even use the same template. Holy mo! We can run our TikTok ad campaign. This is actually really good stuff, guys. Because I'm in marketing, right? So, like, if anyone would know this, it would be me. If they're actually doing a good job, they paid a shit ton of they paid a lot of money for people to do this stuff for them. Add images to alt tags. Yep. Okay, that's important to do. They have This is the coaching. This is the $10,000 coaching that you have to pay for. It's all here. It's all here. This is how, guys, we're opening a Pokemon store, Lego store. Why don't we just like, again, for allegedly, okay? If you were interested in opening a Lego store to compete against them, now you know exactly, this is what you're paying for, by the way. For you to be a franchise, you're paying for somebody who's done it, who has shown, who can show you how to do it. Now I don't need to pay nobody. It's free. It's all free now. All of it. Thank you, Nail and Head, for the $5. We can definitely afford. Now I can afford bubble tea now too. We're gonna do like a buy one get one free deal. If it is. The AFPD officer tells Joss if someone impersonated a post worker, that would be a federal crime. Later state, yes. So that's another lie, right? That it's a federal crime and all this. They lie like so easy. Okay, what is this? What is inventory count? What is inventory adjustment? Wow, this is literally their entire setup. You know what? It's really good timing for me. Holy shit, man. They teach you how to use Facebook, which they have to use all the time. I wonder if like there's like a section, how to deal with haters. Holy moly. This is like, I mean, it's surely incompetence, right? Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, but trying retirement to stocks sounds like a bad idea. Okay, Laughable Larry, right now there's nothing good to buy. Okay, stocks are really, really bad right now. So, I have stocks. I'm bleeding. I probably lose like $20,000, $30,000, maybe $40,000 a month, a day on stocks recently. Right now, there's no good options. Pokemon may or may not be in a bubble. I'm not sure. Oh, today I made a little bit of money. I made like $600 today. Pokemon could or could not be in a bubble. I'm not positive. One Piece, I don't really like. You know, I love One Piece the anime, but I don't know if I want to buy One Piece the cards. Riftbound, all these new cards kind of freak me out. So like in terms of oh, thank you, Phrase, for the $5. Yes, I will show you exactly what we can get at the bubble tea place. So like I'm not making this stuff up. My wife always likes bubble tea, and she's very appreciative when there's enough money to get bubble tea. There is not a buy one get one free right now. It's like Kung Fu tea. I actually don't have buy a franchise. You can't afford not to. Only 40K. Oh, okay. They have some type of discount, but we go to we buy the Kung Fu tea. So it's not like super expensive. We already have enough for me and my wife. Thank you guys. Okay, buy a franchise. You cannot afford not to. Only 40K. Yeah, so this is what you're paying for. Location. Oh, ew. Okay, locations. Okay. Oh, I think this is the document for Heartland. Wherever this is. Is Heartland like a real bricks and minifigs? I would be pissed if I was Heartland. Oh, how to use. Okay, mailers. Okay. Oh, the $5 certificate after ripping you off. You know, like, if you wanted to create a competitor to bricks and minifigs, you have all the information here. It's literally all here. And it's archived. Perfect. Yeah, this is the deck. God, it's so bad, guys. I feel bad for Jody. Jody probably didn't want her name to come out. But yeah, now if you want to know how to open a competitor, bricks and minifigs, you now know everything you need to know. There's nothing else that you don't. I mean, holy shit, they're stupid. Wow. I'm looking at this. I don't see anything missing, right? Oh, that's how they add customers. And after they add customers, they can lowball them. Adjustments, complete. Oh, yes. This is the training. Yikes. But yeah, okay. back to my initial assessment of the situation. If you are a franchisee and you've been a franchisee for more than 2 years, if you're not paying yourself a salary more than you can make at Walmart, it's time to really consider like what's going on with this business. Let me remind you, many of you guys bought businesses to what? Make money, support your family. No? How are you going to support your family when you have no income coming in? So if it's been after 2 years, 2 to 3 years, and you still are not paying yourself a salary, Bricks and Minifigs has deceived you about the business opportunity. This is what I would call business deception. You thought you were buying a business. You thought the business was going to make money and support your family. Maybe you're retired. You thought the business would be cool to pass down to your kids. And all that's been happening is this mother effing CEO has been enriching himself. Again, let me ask you a simple question. Do you think his 2026 salary will be higher, the same, or lower than his 2025 salary? Remember, or his 2024 salary. I guarantee it to you that it's higher. So while this dum-dum is making every possible mistake, like, again, lying about police convictions, lying about people being child abused as children by relatives, like, what else? What else can go wrong? Tattle's dead? He killed Tattle? He ate Tattle? Look, there are so many other things in play right now that could destroy your franchise overnight. Tattle is one of them. Lowballing you, stealing like what if another MGS Bricks? What if I send a bunch of young kids in high school into all the major cities, and we go to your store and they lowball us? Whoa. Right? What if this happens to your store today? Like, what if this happens to your store? Because before you say it won't happen, no. It's the training.
I'm with him. Was there like a gold one in there? A C3PO?
Let me put this out there. This is the ultimate customer of theirs. This customer is a high schooler who buys from them all the time. He's promoted them with a 2 million plus video. If you are going to steal anyone's Lego figure, it should not be your best. This is their best customer. I can say this without like even needing to look. This is their best customer of all time. This isn't a random customer of theirs, okay? This is their best customer because he made this video, Bricks and Minifigs. He gave, this is your best customer, and this is your best influencer. And both of them are saying, Amin, you got to get the fuck out. And you as a franchise, no, oh. LeBron just signed with the Sixers. Wow, that's crazy. Oh, BBQ's here. Okay, well, maybe we'll watch BBQ a little later. What was I looking at? Oh, Amasaurus. This is your number one influencer telling you it's time for you to step down, my man. Like, literally, the video is titled this. That, like, if you don't step down, the franchises are going to get destroyed. And she's right. She's been your best influencer for 10 years. You guys love her. She has a song about you guys. If your number one influencer for over 10 years is saying, Amin, you got to corporate, you got to step down to save the franchisees. How can you as a franchisee survive this? You will not survive. You just simply cannot survive. And they're bullying
or innocent commentator. Depending on your conduct and communications, you could expose yourself to subpoenas, preservation demands, civil claims, and potential criminal implications. That risk is especially serious now that you have been placed on notice that the claims are disputed, evidence exists contradicting them, and the matter is already under active legal and law enforcement review. You should immediately preserve all communications and materials relating to this matter. That includes Instagram DMs, texts, emails, call logs, recordings, deleted messages, drafts, notes.
Let me ask these franchises, you okay with them bullying this guy? This guy just graduated high school. You okay with them sending this stuff out? Because they send that to you too. It might be all fun and games, man. I know none of you are making money. Let me flat out say this. I know none of you are making more than you would make at McDonald's as a manager. Right? And you guys are the owners of the fucking McDonald's. Shouldn't you be making money? The answer is no. I know for a fact the majority of you are not paying, or I know for a fact almost 50% of you are not paying salaries. And if you are taking a salary, you're not paying yourself. That money is going straight back to the inventory. Because you buy stuff at Costco. Costco is one location I've been told you buy stuff at. You could buy it, like Billy said, you could buy it on sale at Target or Walmart or Barnes & Noble has sales sometimes, I see. If you're buying fucking inventory at Target and that's your main source of like income, like, just think about what's happening here, right? And then your other main source of income is lowballing customers. And when the customers like have videos proving that you lowball them, what does corporate do? You okay with corporate bullying this kid? And he's a kid. He's in high school. You okay with corporate sending this type of message to a 17-year-old, 18-year-old, whatever he is?
Shared files, posts, comments, and communications with Ben, Mencel, Crystal Law, or anyone else connected to the situation. Even if you delete, alter, conceal, or destroy anything, there will be criminal implications. Before you
okay with them harassing this guy and saying that there's going to be criminal implications? Just think about let's go back to the beginning. Why you open your store? For the community, right? This guy is like your number one customer, right? Crystal made more money managing. Yes, Crystal will tell you that. Crystal will say that she made more money as a manager of Bricks and Minifigs than owning it. And in fact, Crystal will tell you that she wishes she never owned it. And she was always just a manager. So back to my point, like, if this is the way they're going to treat their customers, how badly have they treated you, their franchisees? Their customers have a choice. As a customer, I just don't want to buy from you anymore. You guys suck. I don't want to buy from you no more. But the franchisees don't really have a choice. They're kind of locked in, right? Allegedly. We'll see what happens.
Before you allow yourself to be pulled into this, we strongly recommend that you speak with someone who has real legal, business, or practical experience. A content opportunity may seem harmless online, but participating in someone else's false or unlawful campaign can create consequences that last far longer than you realize. We are not accusing you of wrongdoing at this time. We are giving you a clear opportunity to avoid becoming part of it. We have reached out to you multiple times regarding your previous video, and we remain willing to speak with you directly. Our offer to collaborate with you in a legitimate and honest way also still stands.
Yeah, and it actually did scare him enough that he didn't collab with Reckless Ben, even though it would have been an amazing collab. But back to this.
Oh shoot, I'm sorry, yeah. That one's fake, by the way.
Thank you. Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Classic Bricks and Minifigs. Not only do they steal your expensive Lego, look at all the Legos here. He could have stole any of them, but no, he was somehow able to identify the most expensive Lego, steal it, and then, oh, by the way, that one's fake. This is Amin Gnef. This might be a relative of Amin's for all I know. He makes fun of you. The freak, right? He's always calling Reckless Ben names. Then he steals from you, steals from Brian Menzel. Then he lies about stealing and says, oh, you know what? It's fake. Why don't you just hand the Lego back and shut your mouth, you dumbass. Like, what? Is it really that hard? Okay. Is it really that hard for him just to not say anything after? Why in the world is he talking about it's fake?
Thank you. Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, feel it. Oh, shoot. I'm sorry. Yeah.
I caught you stealing. Just take the L and move on. Now, of course, the reason he says it's fake is he doesn't want to admit that he was stealing. So he changes the topic of conversations to say, oh, this guy is selling us fake Lego. He's attempting to sell us fake Legos. No, you're wrong. I'm right. Right? So, okay, why does he say it's fake? He just got caught stealing red-handed. Why do you think he says it's fake? It's obvious why he says it's fake. It's super obvious, right? Why he says it's fake after he got caught stealing.
That one's fake, by the way.
Thank you. Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, feel it. Is how late it is.
Oh.
But yeah, sorry. Let me make sure I go. Yeah, everything else.
Oh, I don't know how many Legos I might have stolen. Let me double check. No, you effing idiot. You stole the $1,000 Lego because it's $1,000. So out of all the random Legos this guy has, he must have like 200 random minifigs. Maybe not 200, that's exact. Maybe 100 minifigs. You somehow have been able to misplace the most expensive one, which then later you turn out to say it's, the only reason this guy's saying it's fake is he's really embarrassed right now. He got caught stealing in front of an employee, right? An employee. This little young kid's like, whoa, what the hell's happening here? Wow. Well, am I going to learn how to steal from Orem store? I haven't taken the franchise course yet. So, look. I mean, look, let's imagine you're a manager and you have a young employee and this conversation is happening. Is there no shame? Do these people have no shame? And you're in front of a family, right? This is a family here. So right before he enters, I want you to know like what's happening before he enters. There's a family. What do you think you think the family is going to ever come back to this store and be like, "Oh, wow. You guys steal Legos. That's cool. Let me be part of that." You definitely won't cheat me, right? Look. Yeah, look. There's like, this is the customer. I think he has like a little kid too. Like, hold on a second. Does he have a little kid? I think there's like a little kid. Okay, so he got caught stealing, not by himself.
I'm with him. Was there like a gold one in there?
Yeah, that's the customer. I don't know if he has a kid with him because I can't like see, like their height is different. But again, so okay, you got caught stealing, obviously stealing, in front of your young employee, the guy you stole from, your most loyal, best customer ever, the MGS Bricks guy, who's promoted your store with 2.2 million views and a positive video. And you also got caught and the random customer gets caught. Look, the random customer's looking. The random customer's like, oh shit, did he steal? You know, like, is he going to steal from me? Right? Like, no, look at this. This customer is like full focus now. Right? Take a look at this.
Lego form. Here they are. For the free.
The free.
I'm with him. Was there like a gold one in there? A C3PO?
Look, like the customer's still there.
Oh shoot. I'm sorry. Yeah. That one's fake, by the way.
Thank you. Oh, it is?
Yeah.
And now the customer has to sit there while your store employee, your manager, has no idea if it's fake or real. And now in addition to catching him stealing, right, you're a customer, like, and your young employee just saw this. What's he gonna think? He's like, whoa, where can I get some of that awesome training?
Oh, damn.
Yeah, feel it. Is how late it is. But yeah, sorry. Let me make sure I got. Yeah.
Now the customer, the random customer, your best customer's friend, and maybe potentially some kids, and then your young employee is wondering, okay, how much did you steal, my dude? How much did you steal?
Everything else.
It's just the weight. Why it's fake? It's just the weight. Is that why it's fake?
Well, you can't
weight?
take the legs apart either. So.
Oh, okay. There's no kids. It's just a customer.
Yeah. Come on there.
And then look under the arms.
Look. People are getting very upset. Like, both the kid, the employee is like moving away. He's like, oh man, I don't want to deal with this. And then the customer's moving away too. They're both trying to get as far away from this as possible, because like it's so shameful.
See the arms?
Yeah.
That's not normal.
Actually, it's pretty normal. In 2007, LEGO used a vacuum metallizing process where they chrome the figure all put together, and so missing the spots under the arms. You've seen like a real one? Mm-hmm. Like in person?
I got one right there.
Where?
That's the.
Look, the young employee is so embarrassed. He peed his pants probably.
That's the chrome one.
What he is pointing to is a TC-14 from 2012, which is a completely different figure, who still displays unchromed spots but in different places.
That's not the full chrome, but
they're not the same though.
it's still a chrome.
Yeah, but it's different versions though. I can show you on mine. I don't know. It has the side thing, so that one's not fake.
Yeah.
You say it's fake?
I don't think it's real.
Okay. Cool. Well, glad we got it back.
Yeah.
Look.
Yeah, sorry.
Look. This is the Almond McNeff way. This is how they Who's training these people? Let me ask you this. Who's training these franchisees? Remember, Crystal got manager training. I think all the managers also get trained. Who's training them to behave this way? So instead of saying, oh, wow, okay, sorry, I misplaced your Lego. It's a really cool Lego. I really apologize. I can't believe that happened. Let me give you, give you a refund. Let me, give you a gift card or something for your troubles, for worrying you, causing you a lot of stress. Instead, he says, it's fake. 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 Who does that sound like? All these motherfuckers sound like Almond McNeff, because guess what? They got trained by Almond McNeff. I'm going to blow your minds here. Who trained these guys to lowball you? Where did the training go? Yes, Mark Nemi. Like, yeah, that's Mark Nemi. Where? Who's training you? In this dark alley in the middle of nowhere. Like, Jesus Christ. Who is training you? Where are these managers getting trained from? Who's teaching them this behavior? What does this sound? This was before Reckless Ben's videos. This guy is Almond McNeff. He cannot just apologize, make things right, and step away. Instead, now there's child abuse allegations from a relative. Now there's multiple convictions. Now everyone got shotguns to shoot. YouTubers on site. Like, this dude cannot stop doubling down. He really is going to lose a $400 million company over and that's your boss. I don't care what you guys think. You guys know, and I know, that's your boss. Right? We all know this. He's your boss. Look at Mime PDF. Okay, Jesus Christ. Now, Mime has a PDF. Okay. Where is it? This is dossier, closed dossier. Mime PDF. I don't even know where that would begin. The Visible Vault. The Mime PDF. Look at the Mime PDF alleyway. Okay, so Medical profession. Oh, maybe it's discovered unseen. Nope. Dossier. I don't know. I don't know where the map would be of the alleyway. Bad franchisee. Oh, jeez. It would be funny. So I saw all of this stuff. It would be funny if it wasn't like so sad, you know? Like, honestly, like every time this guy makes a mistake, he doesn't pay for it financially. You do. You, the franchisee, LinkedIn dossier story. Okay, let me take a look. Oh, okay, is this it? Oh, so he made a new one. Oh god, I wish there was bigger. They kind of small, bigger. Okay, this is a new one. Yeah, I mean, is this you guys? Is you guys doing this, franchisees? Like, again, I don't want to rip on the franchisees too much, but the first, yeah, look, you guys, we're gonna help you get out. I think the community can help you get out from the tyrannic and honestly incredibly stupid leader that you have. He is your leader. I don't care how many of you guys are cowboys, rogues. Half of you guys are scared. Most of you are scared to death what Amin McNeff is going to do next. If he wasn't your leader, then how come people on Facebook, how come you're going to get bad reviews? Like, guys, you don't need me to explain this to you more than I need to. Like, you don't need me to repeat what you already know. What you live through every single day. You live through it every single day. It's kind of like that one guy said. Have you seen at Brew video U-Haul witness? No. Let me continue with this video. But let me show you how I can destroy. How I can 100% destroy bricks and minifigs to the ground. I can raise, if I wanted today, I could raise every store to the ground. I could level every single store. And I can tell you it wouldn't be that difficult. One, cattle's coming. Right? That's not great. Families like pets. Most families have pets. It's important, you know. Again, not great. Number two, I can hire a high schooler in every city that you're located in to repeat this experiment. And even if we don't catch people stealing, we're going to catch people doing this.
Sorry about that. That was actually a mistake.
So to recap, store number 1 offered us in cash 18% of the true value.
What we would do is, I would get my Discord, because they're very useful, and we would hire a teenager who's like into Legos in every single city that you are in, including Houston. We would send them out, and we would then come up with a video, and all would have to be do is kind of like a mirror image of this video, and we would just title it Bricks and Minifigs blank. And anytime, so we're talking about SEO, right? We're talking about this SEO thing. Where's the SEO? We're talking about SEO, right? Like, this seems like really important to them, that they rank well and all this stuff, right? So anytime anyone goes on Facebook and types in your store name, they're going to see you lowballing. Anytime they go on TikTok, lowball. Anytime they go on Google, lowball. Anytime they go on Facebook, lowball. We would destroy your business within a month. And we don't even need to we don't have to hire Emersource. But if Emersource wanted to volunteer and do it, we would pay her.
True value of our figures. Store number 2 offered 6%, store number 3 offered 19%, and store number 4 offered 10%. Also, this video isn't meant.
And that's what we would do. And none of you would survive. Or very few of you will survive this. Like, it would take like this. Because we would cut your major supply profit. So how are these people making profit? Are they buying from Toy House and make... No. They're lowballing customers. That's how they're making money. But the customers, they don't know they're being lowballed. right? I worked in the automotive business for over 200 different car dealerships for the last like 8 years. For like, you know, not the last 8 years, but like for 8 to 9 years, I worked in automotive dealerships. So any dealership in Houston, I worked with. And I can tell you, nothing makes the customer more mad than when they know they got ripped off. Nothing will turn the tides against you if the customer believes or knows that they've been ripped off. So imagine all the people who'd be watching the video being, whoa, I went to Bricks and Minifigs. What? They said they're going to give me 50%. Whoa, what happened here? Just imagine the amount of people we could reach, right? From the decades of abuse, of customer abuse. And every single video titled, I exposed Bricks and Minifigs X. I exposed Bricks and Minifigs Y. Z. Like, you know, and we would just raise everything to the ground. It's that easy. I believe, from my research, that there is a corporate policy that you have to lowball 20% cash or less. I believe, from talking to multiple franchisees, that is the corporate training. That is corporate policy. And I think I can prove it. And if I do prove it, you know, we're not talking about survival. We're talking about all of you going bankrupt. Because I can tell you this, having worked in automotive, there's nothing more angry than a customer who realizes he's been ripped off. One example of a customer like this, Brian Menzel. So instead of having one Brian Menzel, imagine having like millions of Brian Menzel. Because they've been in work decades, right? But whoa, they pay 6%? Holy shit. They pay 10%? Oh my God. You know, imagine having hundreds of thousands of customers, right? All coming to like the realization that they too are Brian Menzels being ripped off by the evil Bricks and Minifigs. Could you imagine the firestorm that would create? I'm not even talking about Tattle. Tattle is one firestorm. So if I'm a Bricks and Minifigs franchisee, I'm very concerned. There are multiple things on this table that could just blow us up. And we literally have a mime. We literally have this mime talking about Ben being abused as a child by his relative, also named Ben. This is the guy. So we have a bunch of weapons on the table. We got some grenades. We got some bombs, right? And this is the man who's just fidgeting with all the things, right? Look, if Tattle is dead, they're fucked. I promise you this. Hell is gonna unleash on every Bricks and Minifig store. The PETA people are coming. You know, like, given how big this story already is, wait till like they realize he killed an animal, a store pet that's 1 year old, wings clipped in November. Like, wow, holy moly, right? Like, but what if I told you there was an easier way? Just send out a teenager, give him some Legos, and even if they don't steal the Legos, which I guess, again, 1 in 4 of these stores seem to want to steal your Lego, a customer who realizes he's been ripped off by a store he continues to go to is Brian Menzel. We are not dealing with one pissed Brian Menzel now. Remember, Brian Menzel is a customer. He's a very important. This guy, MGS Bricks, is a customer. There are far more customers than franchisees because that's just how business works, right? Like, they would tank your company overnight. And I could do it. Anyone could. Anyone could do this. A simple experiment. They could even call them from their phone. Like, again, that's what we did. I didn't need to call anyone else because I felt like they were all going to hold the lowball offer. Right? So I called 2 other people and they were going to lowball me. I was like, okay, let's call a pawn store. Pawn store took a long time to figure things out, but they gave me a higher price. Look. And that's just 2 of the grenades on the table. And then you got Reckless Ben. He's a wild card, right? He's part 4 could come out and absolutely obliterate you. You have the franchise union. That's an interesting one. You have Quiznos class action lawsuits where Quiznos either settled or lost all of them. But at the heart of it, you have this blundering idiot. And it would actually be better if he was a mime. That way he couldn't talk anymore. But no, he's still talking. And every time he talks, your business suffers. I don't know if you guys realize this. There's a direct correlation. Lastly, I have no idea how the hell anyone's making money from this. I don't know. Like, let's be honest. You gotta be truthful for yourself. How much money did you actually make from owning this business? If the answer is you still have debt after like 5 or 10 years, what? Didn't you buy the business because you wanted to own something that could make money and feed your family? Wasn't that the purpose of you buying into whatever this thing is? Which they actually leaked. They leaked all the documents for a competitor to come in and just beat the shit out of you? Dude, literally a competitor can come in, steal all this stuff, make a competing store called Brick by Brick, offer 40% instead of 20%, and they would wipe you out of business overnight. Like, it's not that tough, guys. Like, if your customers knew how bad you were lowballing them, would they not be mad? Would they ever come back? The answer is right now, they don't know that. They don't. They're getting to know this, yes, of course. But they don't know that. Oh, yes. Refresh Toys in Bowling Green. That's the store that Billy owns. Pays 7%. 7%. That is crazy amounts of money. Okay, what were we looking at Brew? Wow, that's a really cool name. This has to be like a huge, right? Oh, okay, I have not seen this. Wow, it's 1 hour long. Is there a summary I can click on? I do want to watch BBQ. We haven't watched BBQ in a while. What is this? So he has a witness? Oh, it must be here.
If you're looking at the length of this video, papers to know what they said, but when the officers said it would put them in a bad position, that the consignment agreement was never agreed upon by corporate, to head back to Eugene to drop off the U-Haul. Why not drop it off at a U-Haul in Salem? Well, he had the pickup truck in Eugene. So, not the smoothest story, but again, things are plausible for now, even if it's odd. So, after dropping off the U-Haul in Eugene, he took the pickup truck and drove back to Salem to the camper trailer.
No, Alex, I think I found it. This is very interesting to me.
To get some sleep. Brandon needed to be in Salem for the store opening. He was in charge now, and it makes sense he needed to deal with the store and talk to the manager and the employees.
Yeah. Very interesting. Brandon is working really, really hard. Oh, it got heavily downvoted on Reckless Ben Reddit? Why? Why did this get downvoted?
So all of that lines up. Here's the thing though. It's strange that there were 2 separate U-Hauls on 2 different days, and most on the internet aren't buying that story. But even if the story is true, it doesn't mean he couldn't have still transported the Legos with that U-Haul.
Oh, thank you, Mark Nemi. Thank you for the $5. I think it's the they're saying the animation is AI, but like we're just trying to get the facts. I think he's doing a pretty good job. Like, again, I guess we'll go to BBQ. Thank you, Mark Nemi. Shout out to him for the funny photo. Yeah, what if these guys were mimes? They would actually be like... they would avoid a lot of the stuff. Now, let's see what BBQ... BBQ is covering Frogan now, too. Very exciting. Oh, obviously not BBQ. It's going to give me actual BBQ. Okay, let's take a look. Yeah, credibility is like down to the... Credibility is very low right now. That's your boss, guys.
One of the dispatchers made a note. Someone?
I said, if they try to break into my house.
Okay.
Why would he need to arm his staff? This whole dispute is over a set of Legos that was placed on consignment in one of his stores, and he has not been paid for those sets or had the sets returned to him. Why would Ammon McNeff need to arm his employees? There's no actual extortion here. There's simply an activist journalist trying to get Bricks and Minifigs to do the right thing. This is just pure gaslighting of the police to try to get them to move and act on his behalf. He's trying to deputize and weaponize the police, yet another police agency, this time in Orem, to get them to go after Reckless Ben. None of these things are enough, and none of those interactions ever showed anything close to a threat or something that would require Ammon McNeff to quote unquote arm his employees.
But I would much rather be able to tell them, hey, this case is proceeding, or they're going to go find him and rearrest him because he clearly had to have violated some kind of rule by getting out of jail and immediately going to stalk our staff again. Like, there's got to be something to stop this guy from continuing to intimidate our staff.
Notice how Ammon McNeff always jumps straight to the inflammatory language. This is all the problem with a witness like this when you get to an actual litigation, when you get to cross-examination in a deposition or at trial. Ammon McNeff is going to have to justify these statements. He's going to have to justify why they felt that there was trauma based on the things we see in the video. Reckless Ben speaking to him politely, asking politely if they will return Brian Mansell's Legos, and leaving when asked to. And yet he's telling the keep watching.
And so we're just like, no, like, what you're doing is extortion. That's illegal. It's like, no, like, I'm just, and he acts really, like, cutesy, like he's clearly got some form of sociopathic disorder.
That is the most ironic statement that Ammon McNeff has made in this entire course of this issue. The man who sued his own father, calling
and his father sued him back.
Reckless Ben a sociopath. That is
and according to other people, I think BJC covered this. Their grandfather, so their father's dad, was shot and killed by like the ex-wife's like boyfriend or something. It was really weird. People think it was actually the ex-wife who shot. It's really weird. So like Ammon has not had an easy childhood. His dad is a dick. Dude, his dad is paranoid. His dad is, two options here. The contractor hit a nail and the nail hit the window. Or there's snipers on the hill trying to shoot the contractors when you're not at home. Like, wouldn't they be attempting to shoot you, Daniel McNeff? Why would they, like, even shoot anything to alert you? Right? So, again, very poor logic. Daniel McNeff, a master of the shell game. A master of creating multiple shell LLCs to hide your... literally, that is his business. To make sure that you don't pay taxes and your assets are hidden. That's literally the fucking family business, guys. I look at Ammon McNeff, and I would say, man, he probably had a tough childhood. His dad hates him. My idiot sons. His brother, so like Amin, and then there's a brother in the middle, and then at least one brother in the middle, and then there's the other one, Matt. Dude, his brother wants nothing to do with Amin at all. He hasn't talked to him in 5 years. Like, if anyone is suffering psychology or sociology, pathology, whatever this is, right? It would be Amin. He has no relationship to his family members at all. They don't want anything to do with him. He, like outside Matt McNeff, his family literally are like, wow, you are a piece of shit. Stop bringing us into your dumb stuff. That's what the brother said. Dude, I'm just I have no idea. I haven't contacted the dude in 5 years. And even still, he contacted Matt, not Amin, right? So if anyone's suffering from, like, family abuse as a child, allegedly, I think it would be Amin, not Ben.
Just too rich.
Because he lies through his teeth. He says and does whatever he can to just get
He lies through his teeth. He says and does whatever he can to just get away with whatever he wants. Jesus, Amin. Oh my God. Like, come on, Amin. Like, I feel like Amin is like so delusional, he doesn't realize he's talking about himself.
get away with whatever he wants.
Yeah, BBQ's reaction is the same as mine. Holy shit.
I've got nothing. That it's just too funny that these are the things Ammon McNeff is saying. Too ironic.
And we'll go from there.
And can the jail expand that no contact order?
No.
Or does that still have to go through a judge?
No, it has to go through a judge.
Okay, all right. Well, good to know.
He seems really disappointed that his allegations would have to go through a judge in order to get the no contact order in. Probably because he doesn't want to have to file statements under penalty of perjury, which is why we have things called due process.
So did he come in here and was he interrupting?
Remember, this employee is armed. He's armed and ready for action in case Reckless Buttons comes by.
Like the commercial business.
He apparently came in and said, hey, we're investigative journalists, which he's just trying to claim he's that so he can get away with filming in our store.
Right.
Why did Ammon McNeff answer that question? Ammon McNeff was not there. Presumably, that employee standing in the doorway.
Yes, why is the police asking Ammon when... So he's he's a hearsay, right? He wasn't there when Reckless Ben came by. Wouldn't the actual employee dressed in black be a better person to ask these questions to? So the police, I do think, they do deserve some of the blame because they do seem quite why are you listening to Ammon on the speakerphone? Wouldn't Josh Johnson be the guy you want to talk to, right? The witness, the eyewitness who was actually at the event? Why does Ammon even need to be on speakerphone? The same thing here. You literally have an employee who was there at the time Reckless Ben was and kicked him out. Why is the police interviewing Ammon McNeff, who was never there? You have two witnesses. One witness was actually there, was an eyewitness. The other witness heard from the eyewitness. You are the police officer. Do a better job. And now they're in the same room together. Oh, I mean, well, they can make the argument they're not in the same room together, but they can hear each other. So then they can so you're tampering with the witness. So the one person who, hearsay is I heard. You literally have a witness listening to his boss explain the situation instead of asking the witness what the reality of the situation was. Very poor policing.
Was there. Proper procedure would have been to separate the two and...
Yes, Chinchilla, this is even worse than we think. This is a criminal investigation. You would think the police officer would know to interview the eyewitness at the event. Why is the police officer even interviewing this guy? He wasn't there. He wasn't even there. This is a criminal investigation. We need us. Why would... And then they're being interviewed kind of in the same room.
For the police officer to interview the employee separately. Instead, Ammon McNeff was just allowed to testify.
Oh, good point. Good point. Somebody said this is exactly like Daniel McNeff, right? Interviewing. Yeah, they're absolutely right. When the police were interviewing Daniel McNeff, he wasn't even at his home, but he's the one doing the interview. And when the person doing the interview has to be the construction worker who witnessed the event. But instead, the police let Daniel McNeff do the interview. But Daniel McNeff wasn't even at home at the time. Like, is this police incompetence, or is this corruption, or is this kind of like a mix of both?
As to things not within his personal knowledge, and essentially coach the employee on what the party line is.
Right.
Yes. I absolutely agree, BBQ. He's getting coached. So the employee right here in black is getting coached by Ammon McNeff to repeat the story exactly as Ammon. So it's kind of crazy, right? The person who was an eyewitness is being told by a person who wasn't there what the story is. And then, of course, because he's an employee, there's a power dynamic here. He's like, yeah, Ammon's right. He was abused as a child. I saw that.
Right. Yeah. And so he then was attempting to interview the staff and trying to disrupt the business by again continuing the harassment.
Again, this would be very good questions and very good dialogue coming from an actual eyewitness.
Towards extortion. Hey, so your business stole all this money.
Right.
So you guys pay us.
He always talks about it in terms of stealing money. But every video we've ever seen, Reckless Ben talks about, hey, you stole Legos, you stole specific physical property. These kinds of misstatements are what's gaslighting the police against Reckless Ben.
Hey, shout out to BBQ for the 9K. He's been really growing. He's almost at 10K right now. That's awesome.
And it will all come back to bite Ammon McNeff in cross-examination.
All right.
Yeah, this random employee, this eyewitness who's standing outside the open door, listening to what Ammon is saying, and then repeating it back to him. Yeah, he was harassing. No. This is not the way to do a criminal police investigation, Mr. Police Officer.
I get it. I understand. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. Okay, so both of those guys need to get at least apply for protection orders against this guy, right? Because he shouldn't be doing this stuff. Right. You know what I mean? And
again, because Ammon McNeff has spent the better part of the last hour gaslighting this officer, the officer is not investigating. He's not probing any of the statements. He's not testing any of the theories or allegations by Ammon McNeff. And he just has already come to the conclusion that Reckless Ben is guilty.
So to give you Officer Doria has all this stuff, but long story short, we had a franchisee enter into a consignment agreement with some guy up in Oregon, and he brought in a bunch of Lego sets. Clearly, we're in the business of Lego. Yeah. Right?
you got a couple Legos here.
We do buy, sell, trade, right? Sure. So somebody can bring in their stuff. Okay. Well, he didn't want to sell it. He just wanted...
So, yes, I would bring Bram to its knees if I could just send out a bunch of teenagers and they all have meta glasses on and they're all trying to sell Legos. Oh man. I want to do it, but I need to find enough of these kids. Or I guess college kids could do it, grandmoms could do it. Yeah, I've already said I will pay you to do it. I will pay you to make me a MGS Bricks video.
wanted her to sell it on his behalf, and then they'd split some of the funds. We don't operate that way in our franchise. So she was not allowed to do that. But
that's a false statement. The franchise agreement specifically and expressly says that consignment services are allowed and that the franchisee can enter into them. He's just lying to the police officer.
She did it anyways. And so she then started selling his stuff without our knowledge. And
she left her poor bird behind.
No.
And we don't ever know.
Yeah, we don't know what happened to Tattle. Don't forget about Tattle. He may be important later on.
Know what happened to that bird? How was she combative? He's just winding up this officer. He's just gaslighting, again, to deputize the police and weaponize them against Reckless Ben. To inject so much bias against Reckless Ben that the police don't think twice about going out and trying to arrest him.
She leaves, and then she's like, oh, by the way, I've got this consignment thing. And we're just like, okay, well, we don't know what you're talking about.
That's not how it happened. She told them about the consignment agreement before she left. And that's on camera. Lie after lie after lie.
The guy shows up a couple days later, completely different guy. His name's like, he's like, you guys have a bunch of my stuff. Give it back to me right now. We're like, what are you?
And yet when he met with Reckless Ben, he told Reckless Ben he didn't know who Brian Mansell was.
Oh,
so clearly,
jeez.
he knew about Brian Mansell.
I mean, literally over what, 100? Like, I don't even think it's that much money, right? I think it's like the actual amount that he wanted was $80,000. Yeah, and then now Ben's going to countersue them and bankrupt them, and it's like bankrupt it. Like everyone's like, yeah, dude. Like, if you are a Bricks and Minifig franchisee, I think you have one option. This is my opinion. Again, I didn't spend $300,000 to buy into this business. But as somebody who has been in your business before, and, and I know what the margin, I know it's a tight business. It is a tough business to be in. Holy shit, it is a tough business to be in. You have to defunk. What does defunk mean? It means that you gotta close up shop. You have to not pay your franchise fees. You have to terminate and say, hey, this may come back to bite you later. They might try to sue you. They might try. But at the end of the day, like, what else can they do? Like, you can just declare bankruptcy. What I'm suggesting here is a strategy that could work. If you are losing money running your franchise and you're worried that you're going to lose more and more money as time comes on, you cannot pay your rent, you can't pay your employees, you definitely cannot pay corporate anymore. Defunk and then declare personal bankruptcy. I mean, it sucks, and it's not a great option, but it may be the only option. Because your other option is, like, your other option is really just even more terrible. Just constantly getting more and more debt. It's like snowball effect, right? Like, I don't know. I mean, I've been asked by many of these franchisees what I would do if I was in their place. What I would do. If you can sell this franchisee to somebody else, like, even if you have to take a loss, it's time to get out. It's time to get out. Like, what else more do you need to see? What else more do you need to see from this guy? Well, you want him to shoot like a child? Because that's probably what's like may come next. You want him to accidentally shoot a child? Like, what more could this guy do that he hasn't done yet to show you that you are doomed? That you have, like, very little hope under this current leadership. Now, I take it all back. If there's new leadership put in place and they give a damn, fine. Let's see where it goes. This is the Hugh Jackson. So Hugh Jackson was a terrible football coach of the Cleveland Browns. He won one game in 2 seasons. I don't need to know. And the funny part was, I think he went winless, and they hired him back again. Like, I don't need to be part of that. Only the Cleveland Browns would do something this stupid. Okay, so in 2016, he won one game. We don't need to be part of this anymore. We just need to let him go. This is not going to work, Hugh Jackson. And then, so the next year, guess what? He went undefeated, but the other way. And we still hired him. So what are we expecting? And then finally, he was fired mid-season but he won 2 games at the time. So I mean, he has the worst head coaching record. Like, what else? Like, once we see this, do I really need to go? Like, why would I need to see this? Like, why would I need to do this? He's the worst coaching record for a single team in the NFL history. The guy went 1-15. I don't need to hire him again. This guy is 1-15. We don't need to hire him again. Oh, Nailhead says, who'd be on the franchise turnaround dream team? Probably, I would. Reckless Ben is willing to work for free. That's always good. I love free labor. So we have Reckless Ben on PR. I think that's it. We would completely change the corporate structure. We would have a council of franchisees with no corporate, and they would decide what to do. They would decide how much fees they want to pay. They would decide if there's new locations. We would just make a union of franchisees, give them a seat at the table, and we would definitely not hire any more McNeffs. We had 2 here, and it was really bad. We don't want to sell to private equity. We definitely don't want to do that. If I had to pick somebody who would be able to run this Lego store really well, from a franchise perspective, it would probably be somebody running a Lego store, right? Maybe a manager of a bunch of Lego stores, right? Whoever works at Lego, maybe a former Lego employee, like a Lego employee. I would even consider hiring I don't know. I mean, that's a tough, okay, you replace them, who are you going to replace them with? Anyone. Anyone would be better than this. Okay, how much more do I need to see? I saw these 2 seasons, okay? Do I really need to hire him and be part of this for a 3rd season?
Sell when he is talking to the police right now. The bigger problem, though, is that his story changes so much.
What are you talking about? And he's like, I gave this store all this money and all these things, and we're like, we have no idea.
I gave this store all this money? No, he gave the store
all the Legos, and this does matter in court a lot.
Lego sets to sell on consignment. Those are
true. I could hire Hugh Jackson. No, you know what? I would hire this dude. No. Hold on a second. There is a dude I would hire. M&R Productions. I would hire this dude right here. Clearly, this dude is okay, so we would hire him to be president, and then he can bring his own staff. It's a head coach. We don't want you to fail because we had Matt McNeff as your CFO, right? No, you bring he has people. I'm sure he has a YouTube team. We would hire this guy. We would hire him. And he would be able to sell a shit ton of Legos for us. No, I'd rather hire Hugh Jackson than what's currently. At least Hugh Jackson would try.
Those are his sets. Remember when Ammon McNeff went on public media and said that they are doing everything they can to make Brian Mansell whole. Remember when they issued press releases after press releases saying they wanted to work with Brian Mansell? This just shows that he's just lying. He was lying to the public over and over again.
What are you talking about? Like, if you've done something with the former owner, send us some documentation. We'll help go through this stuff. And he's like, no, give me back my stuff right now. And we're like, dude, like, you got to go.
Yeah.
Like,
one more point here.
Dude, you have to go. Holy shit, this guy is delusional. Dude, you have to go. This is how they treat customers, by the way. They call them freaks. They after a conversation, you gotta go. Trespass.
Point here. Ammon McNeff wasn't here for any of this stuff. He's relying on the hearsay of Josh.
Okay. You know who I would hire too? I would hire this woman. I was thinking like people to hire. I would hire Emersaurus. She knows the brand better than anyone. I would hire Emersaurus. I mean, the first person I would hire M&R. I absolutely would hire M&R to head our online division, which we clearly need help on. Clearly, like, no one's selling online, which is a huge platform. M&R can teach them all how to do whatnot, which would be really great, how to do eBay, how to do online. But the president, the CEO, I would hire Emersaurus. She knows the brand like the back of her fingers. She's good at marketing. She has a jingle for them, which everyone sings now. Like, you gotta hire somebody who's in the know, but who's kind of an outsider. So Emersaurus is actually exactly the person we would need to hire. Somebody who knows the business, but wasn't part of the business, and that will be clean. And won't be tied down by Ammon McNeff. So, I would hire Emersaurus as the president, and I would hire M&R. I would definitely hire M&R, because we need online help. We need a lot of online help. The fact that these franchisees have no idea how to sell online is like, it's not acceptable in 2026 to not be able to sell online a collectible item. Because some of these items need a much broader, like, demographic. Right? Some of these items will be much harder to sell in your local area. So you need to sell them online. And M&R can do that for us. So I would maybe, I don't know what title, maybe like online. So I would hire these two and see how it goes.
Johnson and Brandon Best and whoever else to relay this information to the police. And I'm willing to bet that Ammon McNeff never did anything to verify the accurateness or the truthfulness.
She is the type of person that you want to run the business. Like, she will do very well. Because she actually loves bricks and minifigs. And she still loves it today. Now, she does know things are going wrong. So, like, if you want somebody to run the business and help the franchisees, it has to be somebody who loves the brand. I couldn't run it because I don't love the brand. And I don't, to be quite honest, I don't love Legos compared to Pokemon cards. Like, I almost bought MetaZoo with Nick. Because I love Pokemon cards that much. And Hello Kitty and stuff. Like, me and this guy, he has a much bigger, like, YouTube channel. Nick Strength and Power. He's like a weightlifter guy. Really, really super nice guy. I would buy something like this. I would not buy this because I just don't love it enough. To buy this and to run it, you have to really love it. Because it is going to be very long nights, no sleep. Like, you're doing it out of love, not because you want to grind every penny from these franchisees.
Of the things he was told, because we saw in the CoffeeZilla video that they themselves were caught red-handed, having made statements that were just proven to be false. They said there was no U-Haul. Yes, there was a U-Haul. They said that there was only $5,000 worth of sets. Turns out it was a lot more than that because they just didn't bother to check the safe. So he doesn't know what he's talking about. He wasn't there, and yet he speaks so definitively about this stuff as if he knows, and he just doesn't. And that's the big problem.
All that stuff's happening up in Salem. They then vandalize the store. The police are called out there. All this.
Notice he just says they vandalized the store. He doesn't explain what it is. They put up a sign that blocked the store sign. It's not proper. Shouldn't have done that. But we're talking about a sign that could be taken down anytime. You could take it down. We're not talking about graffiti or broken windows or something like that.
But during all the stuff with Salem, they started threatening to kill some of the staff.
Where's the evidence of that? We heard that from Josh Johnson. There's never been any evidence of that. He's like,
But Josh Johnson believes that because Amin told him that. It's like really obvious. Oh, here. Whoa. Amin makes... Okay, let's see what BBQ's...
That's what we're dealing with, is a guy who, honest to goodness, he's a sociopath.
Okay.
As we've done some additional, searches on him, he has, it appears that a relative of him, of his, because he's originally from Ohio and then he moved to LA, some relative of his with the same name, that, based on what we can piece together, was, convicted of, child or child...
Yeah, I'm excited to see what BBQ thinks about this. I mean, come on, guys. This is beyond, Neon or Andrew Tate. This is Andrew Tate levels of, aggressiveness. Where, anyone who opposes you, they must have been a child abuser. This is what was it? There's people who actually do this. So, if you're hey, I support trans rights, there are people who are oh, you're a child abuser. It's no. Oh, you were abused as a child. No. There are people who think that supporting, gay rights and LGBTQ plus, that you must be, abused as a child, or, it's so... This is Amin McNeff in a nutshell. He is one of those people. He's one of the people who believe the earth is flat. I honestly think that the question you should ask him in an interview, the first question I would ask him in an interview is, hey, is the earth flat? I really think it is, Amin. Do you think it's flat too? I would not be shocked if Amin McNeff thought, with his psychology degree, thought the earth was flat. He's one of those people.
Hacked, some of these other types of things.
This is just an outrageous allegation here. Totally outrageous. First of all, the man who's accusing Reckless Ben of stalking...
Yes, first of all, it comes out of nowhere. It's completely unnecessary to even mention anything of this. And he's right. If anyone is stalking anyone, isn't it Daniel McNeff stalking Reckless Ben? Oh, Reckless Ben used to live in Ohio. And this is his uncle, and oh man, he got abused as what? So number one, this is the level. This is your CEO, by the way. I'm speaking to these franchisees because I know a lot of them actually tune in. This is your CEO. You feel comfortable with this? You think this is a good idea? So when he turns on you, he's also going to call you a child blank blanker. No? You know the type of human being I'm saying. If anyone does anything to upset that human being, that other person must be a child blank blanker, right? Because how else could it be? How else could you have a different opinion than me? You must be blanked as a child. Or you yourself already child blanker. You know who I'm talking about online. I know you see these people on Reddit. Anytime anyone has a disagreement with this individual, they start calling people child blankers. You know what I'm talking about. If you've been online for more than half an hour a day, you will bump into at least one of these people. On Reddit, on Facebook comments, it's on Facebook comments all the time. Now that I think about it, yes, it is. You know who I'm talking. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Stalking is doing some really strange, suspicious research of his own that feels just creepy to me. But these are just wild allegations, wild accusations. Totally improper. The man has no rails. He's willing to say anything about Reckless Ben.
And just like, remember, news. Okay, update. Rose has an update. We're going to be here for fucking ever now. Jeez, I don't know what update would be better than this. This is like perfect. I love this. Because I'm making a store myself. So I want to see like what their motto is. Okay, there's a new update. The tipster Bam redacted was his own chief. Oh no. They found the spy. They found the spy. Holy shit. Who was the spy? Okay, so they sent this email. Join us for a brick venture. FYI, since I shop there, I get their marketing emails. The redaction is selective. It left 2. What? Replied 2. Okay. The redaction doesn't work. Oh, fuck. It's an Asian. Oh, no. Mike Wu! Fucking, it's Mike Wu. Oh, God, it's another Asian. Ahmed McDuff does on vacation with legal minds near Thailand. Oh, no. Oh, no. It's an Asian who's helping him. An Asian chief of technology. Who would have guessed? You know? Oh, no. The chief of technology, Mike Wu. Who is the sender? Mike Wu, chief of technology officer, has been our chief technology officer since 2023. The same paragraph says, open his bricks and mini... Oh, he also owns a bricks and minifigs in San Ramon, California, and later accepted the role of CTO. By Bam's own account, the man who forwarded a competitor's email to the chief executive has 2 things at once. A bricks and minifig competitor and an officer of... Oh, my God. The forward date is 1 month into the job. So not only are bricks and minifigs trying to set themselves on fire, they're now like trying to do intel on competitors. He actually shops. Mike Wu, who owns his own bricks and minifigs, he actually shops at the competitor that he's trying to bring down and sue. Who is Mike Wu? So the question now becomes, who is this Mike Wu guy? And he's not even Mormon. He's from California. Oh my God. We got him, baby. This is Mike Wu. Oh, wow. Holy shit. We got him, baby. We got him. Official. Meet Mike Wu of Bricks and Minifigs San Ramon. He's nearing his 1-year grand opening anniversary. His favorite legal theme is classic space. He's one reason we are so cool. The GOAT. This is his store, guys. This is Mike Wu's store. Oh my God. It was an Asian all along, guys. He was the one powering Bricks and Minifigs. That's the dot, dude. And he wasn't he wasn't a Mormon. The Mormon Mafia has been dispelled. Guys, this guy's not a Mormon. He's an Asian from San Ramon, California. He's not a Mormon. Otherwise, he wouldn't be living in California. Okay, blah, 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 blah. California store owner repeating would receive a competing marketing email as an ordinary subscriber. Bam filed the tip and covered the tipster. The cover was painted on. The tipster is its own chief of technology. Oh man, Mike Wu. Oh, Jesus. The story keeps getting like more and more interesting every day, no? So, not only are they spying on themselves, Not only did they send Brandon Best to spy on, spy on your own bricks and minifigs, right? What is this? What are people talking about? Mike Wu's here? Why? Oh, I see. Interesting. Interesting. Oh, shit. It was Mike Wu's. Oh, man. Oh, man. Mike Wu's feeling the heat. Holy moly. Oh, according to this report, he had to close down his store due to death threats. And then obviously, give a man his... Oh, wow. Okay. They're coming after Mike Wu. We want harassment to stop, said Dylan. This was in the very beginning. Imagine being in this today, right? And being told it's going to stop in a month, and then it's over a month. One of the threatening messages directed, you're part of this shitbag corporation. We're going to F you like we F'd them. Either you stand up and stand on your 2 feet, or we just come out and take your own 2 feet out from underneath you. Wow, this is the manager. We appreciate people's passions. We try to acknowledge that. But we are in no. You're not independent, guys. Stop calling yourself that. You're not independent when you have to pay 10% back to corporate, and when you're part of a franchisee and you sign a contract that is taking over your freedom of speech. Yeah, you are going to lose your business. Look, it's harmful, and Sacramento could lose a local business over this. He's talking about his own business, right? The store was closed, and da-da-da-da-da-da. Okay, not great. Not great for the Mike Wu. Not great at all. All right, let's go back to BBQ. But yeah, good update. That is very interesting. So not only are they spying on their own stores, they're also spying on their competitors. Shock face. Oh my God, it's a mime.
And this is just totally beyond the pale.
So there's a very real chance that he may have been abused as a child, but that set him through a mental disorder kind of.
So now, according to Ammon McNabb,
I'm not laughing because I think it's funny. I'm laughing because he's trying to use his psychology major. This is mother effing every psychology. Patent agents. So I'm interested to see what he. So this guy, BBQ, has a he has to have a degree in math, physics, or hard science like biology, chemistry. So psychology is such a shitty major that the USPTO will not let you actually become a patent agent or a patent attorney. They won't even let you sit for the exam because they think you're too stupid for it. So psychology is hilarious. Yes, a psychology degree alone does not qualify you to sit for the patent bar exam because you're never going to pass. At the USPTO, which is the United States Patent and Trademark Office, explicitly classifies behavioral science courses like psychology and sociology as unacceptable for meeting technical requirements. Like, it's not even considered like a science by the United States government. The USPTO, in case you don't know, is the United States Patent and Trademark Office. They literally will not let you become one of us because you're too stupid.
The apparent authority on Reckless Ben's past, Reckless Ben was supposedly abused as a child and therefore has a mental disorder that's turned him into a sociopath who will then harass.
How much does BYU cost a year? This is the quality of psychology majors that are coming out. Oh, it's cheap. Holy moly. So if you're a member of the church, it's like half off. It's actually very affordable. Holy moly. Okay, so it's like 14, let's call it 28,000. Oh, wow, that's not bad. Okay, it's not bad. Okay, I thought the degree was like NYU, where it was like $200,000 or $200,000. Okay, I understand. It's only a $20,000 degree or a $28,000 degree.
Harass and stalk people around him. You know, there's a principle called Occam's razor. The simplest answer is usually the right one. To me, the simplest answer is that Brian Mansell offered up Lego sets to be sold on consignment. He wasn't paid for all of it. He didn't have his sets returned, and he needs to be made whole. That's the simplest answer. Now we're...
You know, Amin would be a very good, like, writer. Maybe he should have had, like, a degree in creative writing. If you ask me what type of degree you think this guy has, I would probably say creative writing, but my second choice would also be psychology, of course.
Now we're drifting into territory where Reckless Ben was abused as a child and turned him into a malicious...
This sounds like some type of romantic fan fiction that Amin's having on Reckless Ben. Like, doesn't it sound like fan fiction that Amin's, like, you know, reiterating to the police?
Sociopath. This is crazy. It's totally crazy. It's just like when they said that there was no U-Haul, and then when confronted with the actual photograph of the U-Haul, suddenly AM McNeff has this wild story about how a U-Haul was being used to tow a trailer.
Oh, geez. This is like Amin McNeff. This is exactly what I was telling you about the guy who's stealing the Lego. Like, you could just be like, oh, you caught me in a lie. Like, so if you're training your daughter or your kid, you'd be like, it's okay. You know, I caught you lying. It's just okay to, like, not double down. What you should do is not double down and make up more lies. Or you should just be like, okay, I won't lie again. Boom, done. Okay, you got caught stealing. Okay, that's not good. Okay, I won't steal again. Done. That's it. End of conversation. You don't have to say, oh, well, it's fake. You know it's real because you stole it. You ain't going to steal no fakes, right? I know that you know it's real because you stole it. It must be worth stealing. Out of all my other minifigs, all of them real, you stole the one minifig that was worth, like, way more than the rest of them. But then, like, instead of, like, admitting that you're wrong and feel shame, you want to fight me. I'm wrong. I'm wrong because I'm selling a fake Lego. Okay.
Trailer and move around to here and there and the other place. None of it makes any sense.
Yes, he got caught with the U-Haul, and then there's suddenly this elaborate story about this this super elaborate story about a trailer, a truck, and then there was somebody else's inventory. It was another store's, and it was like, no, the simple explanation is the most obvious, and no one believes him.
More importantly, AM McNeff wasn't there for any of it. He doesn't know. He doesn't know what happened. He just makes this stuff up, or he takes the word of one of his subordinates who frankly can't be trusted. And now he's doing, frankly, significant levels of opposition research on Reckless Ben. Why? When this man should be running a business, when his franchisees he's spending half of his franchisee's marketing budget actually doing marketing.
Yeah.
But instead, what he's doing is spending untold amounts of money doing, probably hiring a private investigator to get this information, doing opposition research on Reckless Ben.
We know this guy's a sociopath, and so we're very afraid for our staff.
Yes, sir.
We've got...
Oh my God. Like, how is any of this helping the franchisees, Amin? How is any of this helping the franchisees? I just don't understand. I don't get it, man. Like, I don't get it.
We've got franchisees from all sorts of, like, all over the country right now that are training.
Sure.
We know that he's a sociopath, and we're afraid for our staff. Why? Because he's come to your stores and politely asked you to return the Lego sets that belong to Brian Mansell, the very Lego sets that your own staff members said that they would return to him, but then said that they wouldn't, that said don't exist, but then do exist, said it's only 5,000, but then it's 3 or 4 times that. Who are the sociopaths here?
In here, and these guys coming in, they've threatened people before, like and like they're showing up at houses. Clearly, they were trespassed yesterday, and they're right back. They don't care about the law, right?
Right.
And that's what makes us very scared is because again, like, do I? And I'm kind of asking a serious question.
Oh no! Here comes the question.
In your opinion, would you go get a shotgun and bring it in the store?
What the fuck is going on here?
Oh
my God.
Asking a police officer if he should get a shotgun. That is wild. Nothing we have seen in any of the footage, whether it's security footage from the Bricks and Minifigs store itself, or Reckless Ben's video footage, or the body cam footage of the police, have given anyone any reason to realistically or reasonably believe that anyone's safety was in jeopardy. This is just non-stop gaslighting. It's totally inappropriate.
Firearms. Okay. Were you the one that escorted him out earlier?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Can I just get your ID?
Yeah.
I have to attach you to the report.
Yeah. Let me go grab my keys. I gotta find them.
No, you know what? You don't got to do that. Let me just get your name.
So what are we not seeing here? We're not seeing this police officer actually take a witness statement from the only...
Yeah. Okay, so this is the witness. This is a guy who actually escorted Ben out. So we have the police has been writing this whole time what Amin's been telling them. And then he's like, oh, let's get your name. All I need is your name. I don't need your statement of what happened. We'll just trust Amin, who wasn't there. So this witness is actually the witness who escorted him out. At no time is the police officer asking him any questions. Was Ben violent? How many people were there? Did you feel that your life was in danger? How many people did they ask? Were they disruptive? Right? What time did they come in? No. These questions were asked to Amin, who was never there. And only at the end, the police officer's like, oh, just give me your name. I don't even need your ID. Just give me your name.
Only person with actual personal knowledge of what happened here, the only actual witness to what allegedly happened in the store, the police officer has spent all of his time talking with Ammon McNeff about how Reckless Ben's a sociopath, how he was abused as a child, how they might need to go get a shotgun. The officer is just asked for the ID. He hasn't actually asked this guy what has happened.
Yep, and that is that. And then conversation over. Just asked for an ID, didn't get it, just needs his name. This is actually the witness. This is the person who escorted Ben out. He also has a gun.
We freaked it
at the Bricks and Minifigs with the kids.
Yeah, it's potential. What they did today, I am going to file for commercial obstruction, which is a Class A misdemeanor right away.
Okay.
The stalking case is going to have to be followed up on.
So without looking at any video camera footage, other than I guess a little bit on that guy's cell phone with no audio, without interviewing any witnesses, without reading any witness statements, he's already going to push commercial obstruction. This is the result of the nonstop gaslighting. The consequence of this, Reckless Ben, assuming he prevails in the criminal cases, he's going to be able to go after Ammon McNeff for
So the very important part to understand is right after this conversation, they raid him full guns a-blazing. So right after this, they go guns a-blazing and they raid him. So this happens like maybe a few hours. I think it's the same day. I'm almost positive it is the same day. So right after that.
Didn't happen?
No, I don't do that, Ben. I follow the Utah State Code, like I just said.
Okay. Well, I don't know. It seems like the police department redacted this entire conversation because right here the police are actually admitting to themselves that none of this is illegal.
Oh, you know what? Ben doesn't even have the video here because it was all redacted. It was all like not given to him. So yeah, it's actually interesting. Ben doesn't even have the video at that point in time. I forgot. Even during his second video, he didn't have the video. Where's the video? Oh, this. So the timeline's really important to understand. This Armin McNabb has just said that Ben is this dangerous. He's got multiple convictions. He's sociopath. Oh my gosh, this really nice dressed guy who owns a business is going to get a shotgun to repel Ben. So this police officer has just heard multiple lies about how dangerous Ben is. Right? Ben does not have, he didn't have the trespass conviction in 2024 like he said he did. He doesn't have the multiple convictions. He's not a danger to anyone. And certainly you don't have to go guns a-blazing. But after the police heard this, they did this. This is after, by the way.
Right now. Let's go. Step outside. Step outside, everybody.
Armin needs to be sued to the ground. That's your CEO, franchisees, because I just realized something. Like, I just realized it. The reason that these guys have lethal authority, that means they can shoot you to kill. Let me repeat this. Their warrant says they can use lethal measures. If any of these guys had struggled even a little bit, they would have shot them in the face. I have no doubt, or in the groin. Probably in the groin. I have no doubt that this situation, based on what... this is Armin McNabb. We know from the timeline, because he's actually calling... So the timeline here is very important. The timeline is incredibly important, because, like, it explains why the police have the warrant for lethal. Which means they can kill you. Okay, so like, I just realized something really crazy. Armin, in this conversation, actually calls this guy here. Yes, calls this guy here.
We also...
I really just need a break this time.
We also may have city ordinance regarding...
He was FaceTiming Ben. He was on
Yes,
FaceTime.
yeah. Do this. Said at you because they're posting... I think that... in your house for me.
It sounds like they do have your permission. Cool, thank you.
They came to talk to me.
Okay, is he nice?
Yeah.
Hi, Pop. It sounds like they do have your permission. Cool, thank you.
They came to talk to me.
Move, get out.
These guys got arrested for
Maybe give Officer Richardson a moment to check with the owner of the fence.
Yeah. These people are telling me, can you go over there?
Hold on.
No, one sec.
You gonna let them hang a sign?
Move, get out.
These guys got arrested for
Get out of
stopping
here.
me.
Get out of here.
What the hell are you doing?
So on the phone right now is Armin McNabb. The timeline, I wish somebody could do a better job of explaining this and splicing. I don't have the editing skills. But the timeline is crazy. So on the phone with Josh Johnson right now, at this moment in time, is Armin McNabb. Right after Armin has said that Ben has been a child abuse victim, Ben is a sociopath, Ben has multiple convictions, I need a shotgun, all my store employees need to get guns to arm themselves against Ben. Sheldon gets arrested. Okay, so Sheldon, right after this, Sheldon gets arrested. Okay? This is for the sign. Sheldon gets arrested. He goes to jail. And then they send the raid squad. And they have... Oh, go to BAM map body cam. They literally have... lethal. What am I looking at? What am I looking at? This? Is this new? How do I play it? Oh, yeah, I don't know how to play it. Oh, maybe it's going on right now? Play? Oh, play. Oh, so I see a transcript. Okay, so something's happening here. I'm not positive. Oh, interesting. That's Sheldon, good friend of the show, Sheldon.
Dad's life savings. You know, they'd saved these up for 20 years, and then he should have just. And he also did a very extremely generous consignment on top of it. They were going to get 35%. So they were going to make, you know, of $200,000. You know, do the math. That's, you know, 70.
Yeah, just hang out for a second. I'll be back with you. Okay.
Oh, interesting. Okay, I'll take a look at this later. But yeah, so let's focus on this because I think we're losing focus right now. I wanted to say something like really important, and now I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, okay. Amin McNeff is guilty of falsifying, you know, telling the police false statements to encourage these guys to come in with guns and come in with lethal.
Come on. No. Don't move like that. You understand me? Don't move like that. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay.
Had Ben fought back at even a little bit, they would have shot him in the groin. 100%. I don't think Reckless Ben and the team know how lucky he was. This guy is, you know, he's been abused as a child. According to Amin McNeff, he's stalking, he's going to visit houses, he has multiple criminal convictions. Like this store, everybody needs a gun and shotgun to prevent him from abusing them. He's a sociopath. According to Amin McNeff, Ben is actually kind of like a dangerous criminal. Ben is a dangerous criminal. Right? And that's why in the warrant, it says they can shoot to kill. I'm not joking. It says in the warrant. In the warrant, it says they can shoot to kill.
Of damages over all of this for these kinds of false arrests, these false charges that are being trumped up based on all this gaslighting. But Reckless Ben has to win the criminal cases first. So what did we see with this body cam footage, and what are my thoughts? Well, bottom line is I think it just adds more ammunition to the potential lines of cross-examination and deposition cross-examination.
Okay, shout out to our good friend BBQ. Good video. But yeah, Ben definitely has a case against Amin himself as well. Like, Amin is literally, yeah, exactly. I think the term is gaslighting the police to send everyone armed. Like, so the question I would have is very simple. It's like, it can't just be the Airbnb host said, oh, they're stolen Legos, right? That doesn't make any sense. Why would you need 7 heavily armed police officers if you're fighting over stolen Legos? Is that what they did? Is that what the police did in Salem for Brian Menzel? No, they didn't care. They didn't care. They sent one police officer. And he wasn't armed, like heavily armed with rifles and stuff like that. So the question really becomes, how in the world is Ben so dangerous that you would need 7 I don't know if they're trained, 7 police officers with guns raiding? I mean, there's that one video where he's just like popped out, like it's such a weird video from Ben's perspective that they got. Like, this is like, it's probably because they believe that Ben was abused as a kid. Because this guy told him so. It's probably because they believe Ben was a sociopath. It's probably because they believe Ben has multiple convictions. It's probably because they believe Ben needs, you know, like Ben may have a weapon on him. Because otherwise, why the hell would a Lego store need to arm all its staff out of fear? Why would a Lego store, and why would this guy be asking, hey, should I get a shotgun? So this police officer's like, wow, this Ben guy is like super dangerous, man. Multiple convictions, a Lego store with kids coming in, needs all their employees armed, and then there's got to be like a company shotgun in the background. How dangerous is this guy? We need it lethal in case we have to shoot him. So it is my opinion Amon McNeff is trying to get Ben killed. That's it. It is my opinion that Amon McNeff is trying to get Ben killed. Do you know what that's called? That's called attempted murder. Do you know what that crime is called? Attempted murder. See, we're talking about Legos and stolen Legos and money. Dude, this guy, and he's not even clever about it. He's not even like, it's not even like, he was recorded the whole time. Has made an attempted, he has kind of tried to convince, oh, police officer, what would you do? Would you get a shotgun if you were me? And the police is like, why does he need a shotgun? Oh, would you arm your entire staff? It's like, we're in a Lego, is this guy that dangerous that like a Lego store would need everyone to have like guns and just shoot every time he comes in? Oh, and by the way, he was abused as a child by his other Ben Snyder. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Oh, yeah, now we know. He's a sociopath. He's a sociopath with multiple convictions where we are so afraid that us as Lego store Lego employees, Lego resellers of Lego employees, we need to all arm ourselves to the teeth. The warrant has lethal. Can somebody find that warrant for me? The warrant has lethal on it. It's crazy. Proton. Okay, I think it's this. Let me find a warrant. The warrant has literally lethal. Which one is it? Is it this one? It's criminal stalking and I think it's this one. American Fork. Yeah. Incident report, hearing audio, probable causes. Okay. Public safety assessment. Okay. Ben, Ben said the victim. Okay, it's on the warrant. I don't know where the warrant is. Oh, I had to go back. I've seen it, and I made a video about it because I was really shocked about it. Could it be under other documents? No. Not under other documents. Do you guys know what the warrant is? Where it says lethal? I want search warrant. Yeah, it's a search warrant. It's got to be this case here, right? It's got to be the American 4 case somewhere. I found it before. Killer, we don't know. Bad criminal crime. Initial appearance. Warrant. Oh, here we go. Warrant. Okay, so this is not the warrant we're looking for. We're looking for something different. What are we looking for? Research, search for warrant, search warrant, search warrant. Yeah, I think we're looking for search warrant, not warrant after he gets arrested. Trespass and disorderly conduct. No, it has to be this one. Where is it, guys? Lego cameras, probable cause. Is it here? No, it's not here. Okay, we can't find it. We can't find it. Maybe it's in one of my videos. But I did make a video about it. It is lethal. They were allowed to use lethal. Probable cause. Promise to initial appearance warrant issued. File warrant not signed. No, it can't be any of this stuff. I don't know. It's so hard to find the stuff. Okay, so no one knows where he is. Okay, I think that ends our video. I will try one more time, but I think we're going to end the video because it's been almost 3 hours anyway. Whoever we can send the raid to. Let's is Sheldon on? Is anyone on right now? Can we send the raid to? Where is the thing? There's a criminal warrant, right? Criminal? I probably would have said lethal. No, I didn't say lethal. Warrant? Oh, you know what? It's probably here. Yes, it's here. I found it. So picketing. Different location. Here you can see that because there are 2 cases were commanded to arrest and deliver. American Fork Police Department has twice to prison. A juvenile Ben has actually sent it to the wrong email, looks like. Oh yeah, I don't know where it is. I made a video about it. I made a video about it. So okay, well, pretty much going to say Bam sucks. Okay, Colin has it for me. Okay, yes. We'll end the video here. I'll finally enable chat. Okay, Colin has a video for me. Okay, perfect. Okay, yes, this is the video. This is what I'm looking for. Stolen Lego. I don't see lethal. I'm almost sure, am I crazy? Am I going crazy here? Like, didn't they have lethal right to shoot? I'm almost positive I made a video about it. This doesn't look right. I don't know if this is it. This is the search warrant. Okay, search warrant. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if this is it. Okay, I'll find it later, guys. I'll find it later. I don't know. I made a video about the lethal. I saw lethal here. I'm not seeing lethal here for some reason. It's kind of gonna drive me crazy that I find it. Yeah, I controlled F. No, this is the warrant. But it doesn't tell me if they can use lethal or not. Yeah, Bam was innocent all along, right? Yeah, we're talking about the warrant for the raid, not this. The warrant for the raid. The arrest document, like, I know for a fact they mentioned lethal. You know, that the American Fork Police Department on this raid was allowed to use lethal force. And I'm shocked that I cannot find the document because it feels like it's very important. It feels like it's super important that they could use lethal force, right? Okay, you guys can kind of filter out. I'm going to try to find it on my own. Yeah, you know what? I don't know. I definitely made a video about it, and it was lethal. And I looked at a piece of document, and it told me it was lethal. So I know for a fact it was lethal. I just don't know where that document is, right? Again, I'm not sure where that document is, but I remember it. I remember it. It was lethal. It did say lethal on it, that they could use lethal force. We'll try to find it tomorrow. Okay, guys, I'm going to eat. I'm super hungry right now. And we'll catch you guys later. So if anyone can find it, put it in the Discord. I know I made a video about it.